Shalom, shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
All right. We want to take the time now to welcome everyone to another riveting and exciting episode of EOI Deep Basics. And, we really enjoy these classes, and we're here to, we got a really, really good class for you today. And, we're going to turn it over to Elder Yohanan here shortly so that he can go on ahead and give us this class. The Most High put something on his mind, and he felt the need to go on ahead and share it with everyone. But we, as always, we're glad to have all of the elders in the chat. That is the secret sauce to what's made us successful. We got all these elders from everywhere.
Elder Patricia.
Right.
Elder Contessa.
All these shout outs,
Elder Cortez. Elder Dexter.
Yeah, man. Look out, boy. That Cortez, boy, that boy's something else. Like old Cortez.
Hey, shalom, family.
Oh, praises to the Most High. But look here, whenever you start doing these classes and so forth, and every now and then you'll get a comment, right? And we at Elders of Israel, we try to be responsive to everybody who says something on our chat or says something in our emails, right? White line.
Oh, is it white line? Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on.
But we like to be real responsive. But we got a comment from one of our viewers, and he didn't necessarily make his comment in a derogatory
How's that?
No, that's still that white line.
What is going on?
I don't know, but we'll get there.
All right.
So we have
technical
difficulties.
Yes, technical.
Yeah. So
What's going on?
we're gonna get IT on that.
IT. Come on, brothers, get it together.
Man, get it together, man. But no, we got a comment from somebody, man.
And hold on, let me see. Is it still? Oh no, that's not it.
Wow, that's
not it. That's my desktop. I don't know. It's saying that it's picking my. Can you see that? There we go.
Got that.
There we go.
Oh, man, I tell you, man. But this is the comment that we had, and again, we're not here to denigrate anybody.
No.
All right, we're here to explain. We have to atone or fulfill the understanding of what we're saying over here, right? So we ain't arrogant, we ain't above reproach, none of that.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to explain to the people that whatever your normal understanding of the Bible is, right? We don't want to offend anybody, right? Pull up that scripture that says
well, no. Let's deal with this first, and then we go to the scriptures.
Okay. Well, go on ahead and read that.
Right.
Make it bigger, because I can.
You can barely read it.
I can barely read it. You
need your spectacles.
Hey man, I've got those on, so that tells you how bad my situation actually is.
Oh, can I make it bigger? Hold on.
Yeah.
Can I make it bigger?
I don't know, man. See if you can do that little magic that you do, man.
I think that it might be to the maximum. Let me see.
I don't know, man.
Zoom in. No,
there you go, man. That's a lot better.
Is that better for you, sir?
Yeah, I can actually see that.
Oh, okay. Just checking. I hope.
And I thank you for that. Most people wouldn't have considered me.
Hey, I gotta love your brother.
Same way.
Make sure you love your brother.
Now, y'all notice this little banter that we have? Look, man, we ain't robots over here. All right. Whatever the Spirit move us to do, that's what we do. But we try not to be offensive, and we try to make the class interesting. You know, oftentimes we go 4 and 5 hours.
Right.
It's hard to teach a class that long, right? And just be straight laced. Sometimes you got to have a little bit of levity in the class in order to keep the people attention toward the class. All right. So that's just our method.
It's like, you know what? Would you rather us be phony or somebody is giving it to you as themselves?
Right.
That's truthful.
Right.
If I'm putting on to you like, oh, I'm this, that's, you would never listen to me. You'd be like, it's not attainable.
Right.
I'm a man, or we're elders, men and women, but we're just like you. We're not above you. Right. So that's the way we teach, the way we teach, because we're just normal people, and we love the Bible. Mm-hmm. We see the humility, and we see the craftiness of these guys. Mm-hmm. And above it all, when people get upset like this, like I was talking to you earlier, Elder, it's not because what we're saying is wrong. It's the fact that you're laughing at yourself. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because the brother reading this, he's having issues with us teaching against the ignorance of our brothers. Yeah. Right. So that's what the point we're going to talk about in this first half. It's just the fact that you should be able to laugh. Like, I make a mistake sometimes. I laugh. Sometimes it's like, ugh. But then when you go back in hindsight, you start laughing. Like, man, I can't believe I did that.
Right.
That's the piece you need to be at. If you can't do that, then what you doing?
Right.
Right. But here's the thing. Right. We do this thing freely. All right. Ain't nobody paying us to do this. Right.
Right.
Your attention to these classes is what you call voluntary. All right. I'm not saying that to say nobody cares what you think. I'm just saying there's limitations to caring what you think. All right. Because you can't dictate to a person how they should bring the scriptures out. Number one, we don't use profanity on this channel.
No.
All right. If we have something to say, we don't talk behind people's back. We go directly. We'll pull up their video to show you exactly what we're talking about. So we ain't backbiters, right? We address issues head on. All right. And that's what we're going to do with this here. Now, let's go on here and read what he's saying, right?
All right.
Because it's a couple of things that he's saying on the back end that, caused us for some concern. And we're going to address that.
All right. He said, brothers, I love your teaching, but please stop laughing at the ignorance of the brothers and teach with humility. Mm-hmm. And not, I guess he was trying to say as the Pharisees, and stop causing brothers.
Okay, I guess he mean causing brothers to be upset, or what I'm saying, or discord or something like that. I don't know.
Discord,
but actually discord actually means something. That chord in there, a chord is a doctrine. All right. Discord is a disagreement about doctrine. Okay. Right. That happens all the time. All right. The difference between us and the next guy is we gonna bring that 2 or 3.
Yes, we are.
But the problem that we have, we're going to explain this first part about this laughing and all that, because whether you know it or not, it's biblical, okay? Right. It's biblical what we do, right? But that part about them Pharisees, as we go and we start going through these scriptures and all that other stuff, y'all do know that the Pharisees have a particular description, right? Number one, they are liars, right? How do you prove a lie? You use 2 or 3. That's how we teach, right? So we don't fit that, right? Number 2, they took the people's money. We don't take money, right? So we don't fit that description. Number 3, they were lords over the people. Right now, here we are, got our own platform, right? And we got all these elders in here on the chat bringing their precepts. We're not lords over them. They got the right to put their precepts up there. You would never see that in any other group, to include the Christian people or whichever religious organization. They will not allow you to interact while they're teaching, okay? But we do, because we're not lords over the people. And this is the part that I got the problem with the comment that he made, is he's comparing us to Pharisees, right? And he has not provided any proof that we are like them, all right? We would rather you call us liars. I could deal with that. Call me a liar, okay? Because the first thing I'm going to say is, give me 2 or 3 to prove where I'm lying.
Yep.
See what I'm saying? I can handle that. But whenever you go and you start making all of these aspersions to give the impression that we're doing something wicked or we're wicked people, you know, we're going to defend ourselves. We're not here to blast anybody and all that. It might be just a total a misunderstanding, you know, but we're going to address the issues that was mentioned, all right? Because he said that we laugh at the people, right? And we don't have humility. But we absolutely have humility when we humiliate these liars. All right? Understand that. Okay?
I have a question, right?
Go ahead.
So it's okay for them to put Transformer music on to talk about the LGBT community. Yeah. It's okay for them to laugh and joke about somebody who's going through disarray in their marriage, and they gave their secrets to them to hope for counsel. And then they turn around and teach that for a class.
Betray them.
Yeah, to betray their trust and make light and joke about somebody's marriage problems. It's okay for them to talk down on so-called black women and tell them that they this, that, and the third, and showing videos and stuff like that. It's okay to do that. But when somebody turns around, hold on, before I get this scripture, let me show you what God said about that. Hold on. We're going to stay right here in this book. We're going to stay right here. Let me show you what God said about it. Idra, you on?
Yeah, he just
Sir, yes, sir.
All right, when you get a chance and you're in there, hit me with that right there. Elder, go ahead and you read that until you get on. All right.
Matthew chapter 7, verse 2. For with what judgment ye judge.
So how you teach, read.
And with what measure ye meet.
He says, for what judgment you judge, for how you teaching this word, you're going to be judged by it. You're going to be taught against. Read.
It shall be measured to you again.
Guess what? How you coming off at that people is how somebody's going to come at you to correct you. So if you sitting out here doing all that foolishness out there, you laughing and joking about people's calamities and you laughing at them and thinking it's funny, God said, I'm going to judge you the same way you judging everybody. But
Indeed.
Now, we wrong.
Yeah.
We wrong.
Yeah. Shalom, Elder DeAngelis.
DeAngelis.
Yeah. So here's the thing. We going to go through this thing because actually the method that we use, that laughter, is biblical. And we about to show it to you right now. We just going to start going through these precepts. And after you start reading it, sir, and I don't know you personally, I take you at your word that you offended by what we're doing on our show. You know, a lot of people, they like straight-laced and, that you need to be strict with the scriptures, this, that, and the third. Okay, that's fine. But that ain't this show. Okay? We fly by the seat of our pants over here, but we always have 2 or 3. But read that if you got an opportunity, Elder Jariah.
Yes, sir. And hey, elders, y'all bear with me today. I'm trying to stay in there. I got some unstable connectivity over here.
Oh, okay. Right. Well, it might be a situation where we're just gonna have to go around that. But that's right. If you can go.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Matthew 11:4. Jesus answered and said unto them, Go and show John again those things which ye do hear and see.
Yeah, he's breaking up.
Yeah,
Hear and see. All right, so the things you hear and see was the parables of he's breaking them down. He's showing him the scriptures and they hear it, right? Read.
I'm gonna take over, Elder Jariah. The blind receive their sight.
So the brother said, hey, I like what you're doing. So he see the spiritual doctrine. He see what we teaching. He see what we saying. And most of you see what we teaching. Because he's showing you right here on the, we're showing you on the screen. Most congregations not doing that. Matter of fact, the ones in purple don't show you the scriptures and show you why they're saying what they're saying. Right? Read. And
the lame walk.
You have a lame doctrine. It's crippled. We showing you the way. That's the wrong doctrine. That lame doctrine means it's the wrong doctrine. Right? Read.
The lepers are cleansed.
Being a leper means your
doctrine is plagued.
It's plagued. It's defiled. Right? Read.
The deaf hear.
Those who did not know the word, when we preach it and we break down the parables, they now hearing the parables. Read.
The dead are raised up.
You were in the ground. You was in the carnal. You were in the earth. You were of the world, as they say. So you believed and saw the Bible as all the world saw them through movies and all that other foolishness. But now you're raised up to the spiritual because you know to get 2 or 3 precepts. Read.
And the poor have the gospel preached to them.
Those are poor in spirit. Those who are looking for God but couldn't find God. Those who always wanted their questions answered but could never have them answered. Those who felt low. Now the gospel's being preached to them is getting broke down to them so they can understand.
Yes. And blessed is he's
going to be taught. The person, if you man, woman, child, whatever, you're blessed, meaning you're getting the understanding.
Whosoever shall not be offended in me.
Because you're not going to reject what's being said. All you can say is, that's true, and move on with your life. Forgive yourself, brother.
Yeah.
As we forgive, we make fun of our own selves. I too was in the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm not teaching from a point of, I'm better than you. No.
Right.
I was there. I was 10 toes deep, as they say. So I make fun, when I do it, I make fun of myself as well. Right. I'm not above you.
Right.
None of us on this panel, none of the elders, none of these people out here are above you. We just people trying to make it and trying to find God.
Right.
So I can't get offended.
Right. And don't think that, what we saying. Now, we ain't trying to hurt your feelings. All right. Our job is to tell you why we do what we do. You had a comment or complaint or some concern about the way that we teach. All right. And what we're doing is we're explaining to you why we teach the way that we teach. Because at the end of the day, our job is to tell what the word is. But we got a couple of minefields that we got to go through. Because the way that we teach, we have to teach it in such a way where the people who are listening after we get through don't hate their brother.
Correct.
Right.
All right. That's our job. We got to teach it a certain way. Because if we cause hate to the viewer, then now we done went and we done caused people to hate their brother. Right, now, I'm going to let y'all in on a little secret. All right. Something happened in Israel where there was an aggravated assault. Right. Because the man's saying that we're not using humility whenever we teach the word, right? There was this particular aggravated assault that happened, and somebody was severely hurt, right? And the person who did the assault happens to be from IUIC, right?
Yep.
Now, the secret is the person that was assaulted attends our church.
Right.
He's an elder.
Yes.
All right. Now, we could have gone and put the information out there, like, so we can go on ahead, have a big old class, and everybody will go ahead and tune in, and this is that and the third, right? And then we would have been putting our finger on the scales, right? But we'd have got a whole lot of recognition, right? If we ain't had no humility, as we're being accused of, we could have did that, had a big 10,000 views and all that other stuff. But it ain't about that, right? What it's about is to make sure that whatever we do, that person who was the victim does not hate the man that did it. All right? The Most High, he put the powers that be, right? He put them there for your good. Because whatever happens, right, as a result of this particular issue that happened, they're going to decide what the punishment for that particular person is, right? It's not for us to go and make everybody hate that man, right? What he did was wrong,
right?
Okay, and everybody know it, right? Now, mind you, similar to whenever the situation happened to Joy Morgan, IUIC has closed ranks, and they are spending money to get defense for the person who did it, right? That's on them, right? It's not for us to tell them what to do, right? But we could have went and used this opportunity to make a whole lot of, a lot of views and all that other stuff. We didn't do that.
And we ain't gonna do that.
We not gonna do it because we don't want that brother to hate that man. Whatever justice that the Most High says through them people, through Mount Seir, the seer, the powers that be, whatever that judgment is, brother, you have to accept it and move on, because if not, you're gonna hold a grudge, and then the Most High can't deal with you.
Right.
If we blow that thing up and he like, yeah, I'm on a mission, right? It's real easy. Just like it's a lot of people who came here from different lands, from different countries, and they crossed the border illegally, right? Now they done put all of these things into play that say them people have to be removed from this country.
Right.
Okay, that's fair. These people who run this place, they got the right to have whoever they want in their country.
Right.
But whenever you start getting virulent, right, and you start watching all of these little news reports, all of them people's murderers and thieves and robbers and all this. So now you done went and you done jumped on to some kind of agenda.
Right.
And that agenda calls you to hate, right? Them people. But them people ain't no different than you. Because if you can't feed your folks, you're going to try and do whatever you got to do. And it's a lot of people who in contractor. They all over the world. And they sending that money back. They contractors, expatriates, all that kind of stuff. Okay? So they're doing the same thing. It may be legal what they're doing, but they're doing it for the same purpose. They trying to send money back to their families. All right? So you can say, hey, the law say you ain't supposed to be here in this, that, and the third. Okay. But if you get caught up in an agenda, right, then you take the chance of hating them people. And the Most High gonna hold you accountable for that. And that's why we teach it the way we teach it, so that people don't become, emotionally attached to some kind of agenda, and then they start hating their brother, because we gonna get held responsible for that.
Right.
Go ahead, Elder.
And that's what he's talking about. You don't want to be, the whole thing about the Bible is the doctrines that you input into your brain. That's what these parables about. And are you following God's path where you love your brother, or somebody's leading you towards hate? You have to look back and ask and question yourself and prove all things as the Bible told you to do. Do what the Bible told you to do. Prove all things. Why is this person telling me this? Why am I being shown this manipulative stuff on my social media? Why all this stuff why are you ingesting it? There's a reason why it's coming to you. You need to question who benefits from the information that I'm getting. Why is it leading me to hate my brother who did nothing to me?
Right.
Okay, but let's stay back on topic.
Yeah.
We're gonna go over here to this laughed. We're gonna deal with laughing, all right?
Yeah.
Because he said that we shouldn't laugh. Let's see what God said about that. Okay. We deal with the Bible. We're gonna get 2 or 3, 4 or 5. We're gonna show you what God said to do about these situations when you got to correct these people.
Right.
Man.
And you gonna start to see that you've been reading by this stuff and don't even know that it's a law. Okay, we can't go up in there and just be virulent and start calling them people out their names and all that other stuff. But we can do it in a certain way to where the person, they laugh instead of hating, or they laugh instead of crying because they've been taken advantage of. The money with Jesus. Yeah, that's very funny. And every time they see that, brother, they say, I can't doggone trust you with no money. Because you say Jesus got the Wells Fargo account.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you got the credit card for it. You got the debit card for it. You see what I'm saying? So it's you gotta do it a certain way where the people understand what it is you're doing. Cause we don't hate anybody.
No.
We don't like their doctrine, but we don't hate them men. We don't hate them at all. And we don't want the brother that ended up being assaulted to hate that man. Trust, brother, that the Most High is going to punish that man. He may go to jail. That's the Most High's choice. But the thing is, what happens is because of his actions. And there's consequences for actions. Okay? So we sit back and we watch it. But whenever it's done, it's done. Go ahead, read that, Elder.
Yes, sir. Ezekiel 32 and Ezekiel 23 and 28. For thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will deliver thee into the hand of them whom thou hatest.
Then he just look at that right there. You sitting there hating, now he gonna deliver you into their doctrine.
Yep.
What we just talking about right now. Read.
Into the hand of them from whom thy mind is alienated.
You separated yourself from them people and started to hate them.
Verse 29. And they shall deal with thee hatefully.
Because if you hate begets hate.
Yeah.
You hate somebody, guess what? Now they gonna hate you.
You can't get in the kingdom. You cannot get into the kingdom with that hatred. That's the one thing that's gonna keep you from getting salvation, and that's that hate.
Read.
And shall take away all thy labor.
That what you've been doctrining in your mind because you thought you were righteous. Now they're gonna break it down from you and take away your doctrine, your righteousness now. Read.
And shall leave thee naked and bare.
You don't have the armor of God on you. Now you're in full sin. Read.
And the nakedness of thy whoredoms shall be discovered.
When you start going into these different doctrines and started going into that hate, now you're going to be shown that everything that you said was foolish. Everything that you learned was foolish. Yes. Now we got the 2 or 3 to show you what's right. And instead of all them history books and archaeological documentaries and movies and stuff like that. Hey, I got something to say before I get on to this class. And I'm gonna leave this challenge. You can start right now before we get into this class. I need somebody to give me 2 or 3 witnesses that show me that Herod and Pontius Pilate were white people. You can leave it in the chat, or you can leave it in the comment section when you come back and watch this video again. I want you to do. I aim you a challenge. Read on.
Yes, sir. Both thy lewdness and thy whoredoms.
You're disrespectful. And you're running off into these different doctrines. That's the whoredom. The woman is the wisdom. And the defiled harlot is not talking about somebody sleep around carnally. You talking about you jumping into every doctrine.
Every zondervan.
Yes.
Every concordance. Every movie. Verse 30. I will do these things unto thee.
Mm-hmm.
Because thou hast gone a whoring after the heathen.
The heathen is those that are not following God. It's not talk about the old so-called Chinese man. It's not talk about the so-called Arab. It's talk about anybody that's not following God. You are a heathen. Read.
And because thou art polluted with their idols.
Don't they hold that man in high esteem? They got Bishop Nathaniel like
Yes,
he's
sir.
Jesus Christ himself.
Yep.
They keep saying, he came back. That must have been this. He must have been that. No, he's the devil.
Right.
Because he's lying to you. He's a deceiver.
Yep.
And you idolize these people. And not only him, you got people idolizing celebrities. Like they can't do no wrong. Look at him on the side note. Look at this man got locked up and stabbed 14 times over a lie. Allegedly.
Yeah.
But they lied on this man and got this man in jail. And now he got stabbed 14 times over a lie. And y'all look up to this woman. You gotta watch what you put it into your mind. That's what God is telling you. Watch who you following. These are just people. You're supposed to work out your own salvation. You should be the example. Stop looking up to everybody else.
Verse 31. Thou hast walked in the way of thy sister.
Thy sister is the sister doctrine. So instead of love, you went into hate.
Therefore will I give her cup unto thine hand.
So now that hatred that you showed them, guess what? It's not going to be showed to you.
Verse 32. Thus saith the Lord God, thou shalt drink of thy sister's cup, deep and large.
God said he going to give you that hatred big time.
Get a
Read.
big gulp.
Yes, sir.
Thou shalt be laughed to scorn.
You should be what?
Thou shalt be laughed to scorn.
Because we don't believe in Superman Jesus over here. We don't believe in Aquaman Moses over here. We don't believe in Zondervan Bible Dictionary over here. We don't believe that history books when it compares to the Bible. Because that's two different doctrines. We know that. That's why God said not to mate the Bible. Isaiah 34:16. Ecclesiastes 12:12. He said keep the commandments. But you want to run into other books and try to describe this book, and he said, no, that's not my word. So now when you bring that foolishness into the Bible, we laugh at it. We laugh.
That's a law. Y'all
Right.
understand? That's a law. He said, thou shalt be laughed to scorn. That's an example of what we do. Ezekiel is telling them people who teach the wrong way that they're gonna be laughed to scorn. That's a law. The Most High say that's what's gonna happen to them. So when you see us laughing them to scorn, you understand it's biblical.
Yes, sir.
Y'all see that? We ain't making up what we do. We do what we do because the Bible say do it. It's not our fault that you all read the Bible and you got your understanding of what the Christian faith is from the powers that be. Okay?
Right.
There is a different understanding of what the Christian faith is than what the Christian belief is of the powers that be. Okay.
Right.
We don't teach their doctrine. Okay.
Right.
And when you get through with this, I'm gonna bring up something, because it's something that generally happens when somebody leaves, primarily when they leave IUIC. Something happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And we're gonna bring it up as soon as you get through bringing this out right here.
I get the last 3 words.
We had some more in there. It says,
Yeah,
thou shalt be laughed to scorn and had in derision.
He got you in he got your mind running everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. People, whenever you laugh to scorn, right, and you're held in derision, meaning that people start being critical of you.
Right.
All right. You're held in derision now. People say, they done caught them lying. I don't know about that. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to roll with that. That's what happens, right? Because of what we're doing, right? Because we sit there, you look and you say, well, man, it's just some fringes. But then, you start making some particular names about it, and then people start saying, well, I don't know if I want to wear that no more.
Right.
Because I'm starting to see, first of all, that I was tricked into wearing them. Number 2, somebody's showing me that I don't have to wear them.
Right.
So why would I go through the derision of people sitting there looking at me like, man, are you serious?
Why you got that curtain bottoms on your shirt?
I don't even have to wear them. But I'm
Right.
doing it because this guy lied and told me if I didn't wear them, I wasn't going to get the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
And I fell for his trick.
Right.
When it means something else. And whenever somebody uses 2 or 3 to explain it, you're like, oh man, I see what that's saying.
Right.
It ain't talking about putting something at the bottom of your shirt. It's talking about you joining your doctrines with your brother doctrine to make your doctrine and his doctrine stronger. So, but go ahead, Elder.
It containeth much.
Derision.
Right.
Well, all right, what you got to bring out, Elder, about what happened when they...
Okay, so now everybody's looking at it, and I just saw it maybe about a week or 2 ago. There was this couple, and I don't know them people, and I don't have anything bad to say about them people, right? Who did it, right? Because we don't tell people who to like and who not to like, all right? But the thing is, in Israel, right, in this community that we all have, whenever somebody leaves IUIC, the first thing that happens is there's a particular place that they go. They all go to Vocab Malone with their grievances. All right. I don't have anything against Vocab Malone at all. He might be a nice guy for all I know. But just so that you know, there's a difference in the doctrine that we have and the doctrine that Vocab Malone has. All right. Now, who am I to tell him what to do on his show and how to do his thing? That's his business, right? But remember whenever we was talking about the things that you do, right? And we was talking about this particular elder over here and how we kind of pulled away to pull him from hating what happened to him, right? But then there's a person who might go and pick that sword to cause that kind of derision between people, right? And that's whenever the primary doctrine here in this land is Christianity, right? Christianity is different than what the Bible is saying. All right. The doctrine of Christ is different than Christianity. I'll say it like that. And we have the one thing that redeems the Christianity doctrine is the love your neighbor part.
That's why they John. They like John.
That's right. They John the Baptist, right? You can't get away from the fact that their primary teaching is love thy neighbor. That is the doctrine of Christ. All that other stuff with, people walking on water, he reached over here and grabbed this man's hand and all of a sudden the bones straightened out and all that other stuff. All of that stuff, that stuff ain't real.
Aquaman Moses.
And we proved it, right? So the situation is this right here. There's only one particular group that left IUIC that ain't given that hasn't had an interview per se with Mr. Malone. All right.
Right.
And that's us. Now, I can't prove it. Right. But I kind of got an idea why. All right. Because here's the thing. The Most High say you can't have no respect of persons. Right. Whenever we started teaching this doctrine, right, we started to explain that a lot of the stuff that they teach in Christianity is not biblical according to Christ. I'll say it like that. Whenever you start explaining stuff in such a way where it's biblical according to Christ, then the agenda of the people who are teaching the Christian doctrine is in jeopardy, because you can prove walking on water talking about something else.
Right.
Splitting that Red Sea is talking about something else.
Right.
Swallowing up that whale, it's talking about something else.
In his mind.
See what I'm saying? So now you start to realize that the Most High, he is critical of the Christian doctrine the same way he critical of the Israelite Jacob doctrine.
Right.
All right. So the reason why you haven't seen us interact like that is because the stuff we say is critical of what Mr. Malone
doctrine is.
All right. So again, we don't hate him.
Nope.
We don't wish any bad or ill will toward him.
Or no name.
Right. And we don't call him names, because he got the right to believe whatever he wants, just like we do. But that man he's not been offensive to us.
Right.
So we take it, we accept it as, hey, if you respect me, I'm going to respect you. That's why y'all don't see us up in here calling that man out his name and saying bad things about him. Because we take him at his word. He doing the best he can. Right. With whatever he's teaching. But the situation comes where we don't want to get put in a situation where we're hating our brother. All right. We want it to stay at the situation where we'll disagree with you and we'll show you in the Bible where you lying. We'll do that. Right. But we don't want to go out there and cause people to choose sides where they hate somebody. Nathaniel and his merry men have done a lot of things to people, right? And we disagree with the things that they did, right? But we pray for those men who out there, as they say, jeoparding their lives. Now, they're jeoparding their lives because their leader told them to do it. God didn't tell them to do that.
No.
Right. And we can prove that. But the thing is, in their ignorance, they don't know, right, that they're in danger. So we pray for them.
Yep.
We pray for the men to finally see that they being taken advantage of, right? We pray for them. We don't, listen, ain't nobody sitting over here praying that Bishop Nathaniel get sick and die and all that. We don't do that. We pray for that man.
Right.
We pray for that man. We know he's in the situation of Moses. The difference between him and Moses, right? Moses struck the rock. The rock is the doctrine of Christ. Okay, so he rejected the doctrine of Christ and put his and Aaron's doctrine ahead of that. He said, shall we fetch you water? Meaning our doctrine above Christ's doctrine. That's what Nathaniel did. But the difference between Nathaniel and Moses is Moses repented.
Yes, he did.
He repented. The Most High say, nah, I'm gonna have to let old Joshua, take him across the way, right?
Right.
But
Yeshua for the other ones.
Exactly. But I can't give you that honor because you rejected it, right? So if Nathaniel finally, because he know the doctrine, he wrote the precept packet. He know the doctrine.
Right.
It ain't no money in it. So he cleaved to that old doctrine and he struck the rock. That's what that's talking about.
When he first started, he used to say you can get classes 7 days a week, but 3 times a day for absolutely free.
Yes.
Now he charging you IUIC TV.
That's right.
Now you got to pay for the word.
That's right. So we pray that he finally, when we say repent, we don't mean like you bow out of, hey brother, change.
That's it.
Change. We not your lords.
Nope.
Just change and start teaching the right doctrine. Cause you know what it is. You know where I learned what that water was the word from.
Right.
From that precept packet that he got.
Right.
Yep.
Seed is the word from that precept packet.
Yep.
You understand? So all of that stuff he knows.
Yep.
Right.
What did he say the other day? The cord is the word.
Yes. He said righteousness shall be a everlasting righteousness, and the law is the truth, or something like that.
Right.
Yep.
Bruh, that's in his. He used to teach that.
And he just taught
the word law. It mean the truth.
He just taught the garment was the word.
Bruh,
He know what it means.
that's what I'm telling you, right? So at the end of the day, right? What we do what we do in order. We do it a specific way. A specific way.
Right.
So that whenever you get through watching our program, you don't hate them people.
That's right.
If anything, you're laughing them to scorn, just like the Bible said. Go ahead and get your next one up.
Yeah, get this one here. So we got to move along because I got to get to the meat and potatoes.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Isaiah chapter 37 and 22. This is the word which the Lord hath spoken concerning him. The virgin.
That's an undefiled doctrine.
The daughter of Zion.
Undefiled spiritual doctrine. Read.
Hath despised thee.
That ignorant carnal doctrine that you're teaching. Read.
And laughed thee to scorn.
Oh, that's twice. Read.
Yep. The daughter of Jerusalem hath shaken her head at thee.
That's what we do every time we teach. We shake our head. Every time we see them dudes out there with that carnal foolishness, we just shake our head. Man, look at these poor people. Lord, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Let me get one more so we can get to the meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
Because we're moving right along. We've spent the hour house cleaning.
Yeah. We've got to move along. But it's important that y'all know. There's a scripture that say, if you love me, keep my commandments.
Yep.
That's what love is. It ain't a hug and a kiss. It ain't, well, I'm going to invite you over to the barbecue. No, it ain't talking about that, y'all. If you love somebody, you teach them the spiritual doctrine. That's love your brother. All right. All that other stuff where your opinion of we not loving our brother because we're correcting them, when the Most High in Isaiah 58:1 said, cry loud, spare not, lift up your voice like a trumpet. He's telling you, correct them people. And that's what we do. We just do it in a somewhat comedic form.
We got Isaiah 13:13, Matthew 10:14,
Man,
Matthew 11:7.
Man.
Is that for
I
mountain?
need to wake up.
That's for shade. Virgin, we got Isaiah 7:14, Matthew 1:23, Matthew 25:1 for what a virgin is. Write that down in your Bible and your books. And as you all those that are, I know it's an hour in, but if you do not see the chat, go over to the live. I meant to say that at the beginning of the class.
Yeah.
Go over to the live and you can get the precepts. The precepts are there. They're not going to be in the replay. They're going to be in the live video. You can see, check the chat. All the precepts are flying out there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Let's get the third one.
I got one.
Okay, what you got?
Just one. I need you to go to 1 Kings 22. I'm gonna try and do this as quickly as possible. Yeah.
And what verse?
All right, we're gonna start at verse 3 here. It's talking about whenever Jehoshaphat came to see I think it's Ahab.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Oh, okay.
Okay. We're gonna read this just so y'all know. All right, because we use comedic sarcasm in order to correct these men. All right. But we're gonna read it kind of quick because I know the elder got to get his class on.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. 1 Kings chapter 22 and verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
And the king of Israel said unto his servants,
Mm-hmm.
Know ye that Ramoth in Gilead is ours,
Mm-hmm.
and we be still,
Mm-hmm.
and take it not out of the hand of the king of Assyria?
Okay, so
the
now
king of Syria.
So now it's talking about a battle or debate
Yep.
is going to occur. Again, we don't believe in that carnal foolishness because some kind of battle that happened thousands of years ago ain't gonna help you.
Right.
No.
Most High, it's a spiritual understanding of it, and whenever you able to read the Bible spiritually, you can see how it pertains to today. It pertains to that comment that was made on our channel. All right, so it's talking about debating and such, right? Which is what we do when we teach our classes. All right, read.
Verse 4. And he said unto Jehoshaphat, Wilt thou go with me to battle to Ramoth Gilead?
So now, remember I was telling y'all about why, we don't align ourselves with Vocab Malone or any particular group. All right. This is a mistake that Jehoshaphat, which was he was a righteous king, right? But he went and he aligned himself with somebody who wasn't with the Lord. All right.
It's a valid decision in Jehoshaphat.
Yes.
So you making a decision?
Yes. Read on.
And Jehoshaphat said to the king of Israel, I am as thou art, my people as thy people, my horses as thy horses.
So if you don't go and separate yourself, right, and you make a covenant with people who don't have the same understanding that you have, you're making an error. All right.
And horse is a dumb prophet. As Psalms 32:9.
Yes.
Am I right? Okay.
I think it's 32 and it's either 7 or 9.
7 or 9. So,
yeah.
For horses.
But read on.
Next verse. Verse 5. And Jehoshaphat said unto the king of Israel, Inquire, I pray thee, at the word of the Lord today. So
now he's telling the king of Israel, the king of Israel, which could be any leader of a camp or any leader of a church or whatever. He's telling him to inquire the word of the Lord. All right. The word of the Lord is the spiritual belief. All right. Read on.
Next verse. Verse 6. Then the king of Israel gathered the prophets together, about 400 men, and said unto them, shall I go against Ramoth Gilead to battle? Or shall I forbear? And they said, go up, for the Lord shall deliver it into the hand of the king.
So he's saying that those carnal prophets started telling what they believed was going to happen based upon their carnal understanding. Look at what Jehoshaphat said. Next verse.
All right.
Verse 7. And Jehoshaphat said, is there not here a prophet of the Lord besides, that we might inquire of him?
So Jehoshaphat knows there's a difference between a carnal prophet and a spiritual prophet. All right, that's what he's telling you. This is never taught. Okay, all of them carnal prophets telling you this how you get salvation, and Jehoshaphat knows that that's not the way. You got to go through 2 or 3 to get the proper understanding. But suffice it to say, the king, he ends up telling them that, well, we got one of them spiritual prophets, right? And he say he always give me a bad report. Right? That's what he say. All right. So he's telling you that the spiritual prophet is going to be against the carnal prophet, because y'all keep saying y'all need to come together. He's telling you, he's showing you through this story that there's a difference. All right. So now, go drop down to verse 13.
Verse 13. And the messenger that was going to call
Micaiah.
Micaiah spake unto him, saying, behold, now the words of the prophets declare good unto the king with one mouth.
Everybody believed the same thing, and they done told the king the same thing, because they all got the same doctrine, right? The carnal doctrine. Read.
One mouth. It wasn't 2.
Exactly.
Let thy word, I pray thee, be like the word of one of them, and speak that which is good. So
they're gonna try and encourage you to follow their belief. That's why you can't make a covenant, because you got to get rid of your principles. The moment you join somebody, like I was talking about, Mr. Malone, the moment we would have came in and hugged it out, eventually it would have been a situation where we would have been pressured to follow his doctrine. Y'all see why the Most High say don't make no covenant. Again, I'm not speaking ill of that man. He's got a different doctrine than I got, right? And we teach the spiritual doctrine of 2 or 3. I'm not saying he's a bad person, but I'm explaining to you why you can't do what this man said and talking about, well, teach with humility and all that other stuff. Because, Micaiah is about to do something here. Drop the 15 right there.
Verse 15. So he came to the king, and the king said unto him, Micaiah, shall we go against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall we forbear? And he answered him, go and prosper, for the Lord shall deliver it into the hand of the king.
So now you can't see it, but what he just said, he said it to the king sarcastically. He said, yeah, everybody else said it, so I'm going to say it too to you, King. Go forth, King, and you're going to prosper. He said it like that. The same way that we use our tone whenever we are criticizing these lies that these camps tell. All right? Now, here's the proof of what I'm saying. Read.
Next verse.
Yes.
Verse 16. And the king said unto him, how many times shall I adjure thee that thou tell me nothing but that which is true in the name of the Lord?
So he's telling him, I know by the way that you talking that you are lying or you are being sarcastic. That's an example right there. Again, the person that made the comment, I don't know who he is, but we're showing you, sir, that what we do is scriptural. All right. We're not going to change the way that we teach these people. We've developed somewhat of a following. No, we ain't the biggest, the baddest, and all that other stuff. But the Most High said everybody wasn't going to get it anyway. Right. But whatever we have, the people that we have that listen to this channel, they at least know that we're respectful, right? And the things that we're teaching the truth. All right. Sometimes, you go and you start watching people and you come to the conclusion that they ain't for you. And it might be a situation that what we're teaching is not something that's going to benefit you. And that's okay. All right. But just so you know, we are not going to start changing what we've done because the Most High, we hired of the Most High. We not hired of me. Even though in that story, they threatened that man and they smacked him up whenever he didn't tell the truth. Well, he didn't tell the story that those other prophets were saying, but he held firm. And at the end, whenever that king went up and got killed, he was proven to be righteous. All right. That's the way we are. It ain't personal. And I know, again, we read the scripture where Christ said, blessed is he who's not offended in me. But if you offended, it's not for you. And that's okay. But we're going to continue to go forth and teach this word because we got a responsibility for people's salvation.
All praises.
All praises.
All right. Let's give it to the time that you all been waiting for.
All right.
All right. So we had a class. The reason for this class is because we had one of our elders, Rasta Tafari.
Shouts out to Rasta Tafari. That's my dude right there.
Right. He's told us to, he went to break down the Nazarite vow.
And incidentally, y'all, if y'all have a question about the Bible, you notice how the first thing he said was, this is a tithe or an offering from Elder Rasta Tafari. All right. That's what we do. This is not, we're not taking credit for it. Right. This is something the Most High put on Rasta Tafari's, Elder Rasta Tafari's heart to give to the people. So he gets credit for bringing it forth. We always give credit. If you have some information that the Most High has given you, send us an email at eldersofisrael at eldersofisrael.net. Send your question, your offering, your tithe, or whatever, and we will put 2 or 3 to it, and we'll also put the precepts that the elders in the chat have as well to make sure that what we're saying is true. Just like if you look in the chat now, all of these precepts are in there. All right. So we want to thank Elder Rasta Tafari for even bringing the information up here so that we can go ahead and make this class. We thank you, Elder. Go ahead.
That's Elder. Right. All right. We're going to start here at number 6 is where we need it.
All right.
So
I'll go ahead and start for you.
Right.
Numbers chapter 6, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 2, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when either man or woman shall separate themselves
from
to vow a vow of a Nazarite.
That's the point we're trying to make. What is a Nazarite? And he said, who to separate himself. Separate yourself how? By a vow. Right? So what is a vow? Is he, I promise to do something? Is it like you saying to yourself, oh, Lord, if you take away this headache after I drank this beer, I never do it again.
Right.
Let's get it what a vow is.
Something tells me that's not what it means.
All right, let me get a vow. Let me see. Let's go to Eyes 61:5.
And y'all notice that even something simple as the word vow, it's a meaning for it. And that's why he's going through the process, because whatever the common belief system of what the word means, usually in the Bible, it means something else. You back, Elder?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Psalm 61:5. For thou, O God, hast heard my vow.
So it's something you are saying, right? But what is he talking about? Read.
Thou hast given me the heritage.
Oops.
That's the law. Read.
Of those that fear thy name.
So the vow is something that you're teaching. You're teaching the word of God. That's your vow.
Yep.
Let me go to
So it's saying the heritage of those that fear thy name, the ones that fear his name is Israel. Okay, the heritage of Israel, that's the spiritual doctrine. Israel converted.
The law of the Lord
is
the heritage.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
That's 2 or 3.
Yes. 2
Jonah
or 3.
My second one, Jonah 2:9.
Hey,
You're not gonna believe.
Kind of funky over there.
I know,
man.
right?
Oh man, somebody's picking on that guitar.
I know. Right? that smooth sound.
I know that's right.
Jonah chapter 2:9. But I will sacrifice unto thee with the voice of thanksgiving.
That's a sacrifice. It's something you teach also. Read.
I will pay that I have vowed. Salvation is of the Lord.
Salvation is of the Lord. So the vow is something that you're teaching. So now we go back here.
Yes.
Read that again.
Number 6 and 2. Speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them, when either man or woman shall separate themselves to vow a vow.
So you're teaching something. Read.
Of a Nazarite to separate themselves unto the Lord.
Okay, so now you separated yourself how? Is it carnally or is it spiritual?
Spiritually.
Lord is spiritual.
Right.
Verse 3. He shall separate himself from wine.
Okay, so is he meaning that you're not supposed to drink?
No, that's not what he's talking about.
What is wine?
Wine
Doctrine.
is doctrine.
Doctrine, that's right. So when you must separate yourself from these different doctrines, right? Read.
And strong drink.
Strong drink. That's some strong doctrines. Give you an example of that.
Chats, you know, we're gonna be keeping it up, and y'all elders, make sure y'all put these precepts in the chat so these people can follow along.
Right. Let's get keep reading.
And shall drink no vinegar of wine.
So what is the vinegar? What is the vinegar?
Did they give Christ vinegar while he was
They did.
Something sour.
Oh man.
Not necessarily tasty, man. Especially the apple cider. But yeah, that's another class.
Right.
Man.
Oh, sorry.
Psalms chapter 69 and 21. They gave me also gall for my meat.
What is gall? You got to think about what is gall. That's the bottom part of your stomach.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me give let's get that gall. It's bitter.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Deuteronomy. So y'all know what gall is. 32.
That's an easy one to remember.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Deuteronomy chapter 32 and 32. For their vine is of the vine of Sodom.
That's a vine. So now we're going to remember, remember that vine. What is a vine? Okay, the vine is a doctrine. Read.
Mm-hmm.
Or the prophet. Hold on, is a prophet. The vineyard is what he's teaching, what he spreads. Read.
And of the fields of Gomorrah.
Field, land, that's doctrine.
Their grapes are grapes of gall.
See, it's grapes of gall. So there's not good grapes. It's not good fruit. Fruit's the word.
Right.
Read.
Yep.
Their clusters are bitter.
Their clusters of grapes
That's
are
their
bitter.
doctrine. Yep.
Deuteronomy 32 and 33. Their wine is the poison of dragons.
There's wine. That's poison. That's doctrine. Dragons is a wicked prophet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
A
So
wicked
that
prophet.
means it's Ezekiel 34:31 and Ecclesiastes 3 and 18.
And the cruel venom of asps.
So there you go. So we go back to, oh, that's not the one I'm looking for. Here we go.
Psalm 69 and 21. They gave me also gall for my meat.
So that's bitter
Wicked
words.
doctrine.
Yeah,
Yes,
wicked
sir.
doctrine for meat. Meat is the deep understanding. So what's an example of this? Going inside them history books,
Yes, sir.
baiting the history book, and he thinking that's deep.
Yes, sir.
Or that
with his
AI showing fire coming out of Christ's eyes,
Right.
flying over New York City, burning up the place.
Right.
Come on, bro.
Read.
And in my thirst.
So when you were looking for the deep word, you looking to understand God. What did he give you?
They gave me vinegar to drink.
Now, carnally, is vinegar good to the taste?
No.
Okay. So it's bitter, right? Makes your face scrunch up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what they
Hey,
gave you.
bro, easy on the vinegar, man.
Right. They gave you that. That's a deep doctrine right there. That's what that is. All right. So we're gonna go back. Oh man. So now we back here.
Numbers. Yes, sir. Numbers 6 and 3. He shall separate himself from wine and strong drink.
So we just got the wine and we got the strong drink, but Deuteronomy 32 and 32. We got what that was, right? Read.
Yes, sir. And shall drink no vinegar of wine.
So that's that bitter taste of the doctrine, because you have good vinegar and you have bad vinegar. You know what I'm saying? You mean not vinegar, wine. You got good wine because Christ turned water into wine. It's different doctrines. So now if it's vinegar wine, it's bitter. It makes you bitter. Right?
That's that old Beaujolais that tastes like furniture polish.
And if I'm not mistaken, vinegar, wine will turn to vinegar if it's overaged. It's oil.
Right.
And then we got Elder Cortez got a precept for cruel. I don't know what POR is though.
They were here. Read.
Or vinegar of strong drink.
That bitter of that deep understanding they claim that they're giving you.
Neither shall he drink any liquor of grapes, nor eat moist grapes or dried.
Dried ain't got no flavor to it, no water. It's raisins. Now let's deal with this wine. All right, let's go to the. Let's see. So let's deal with the grapes and the. Y'all pardon me. Something happened to my notes, so I'm kind of flying off the cuff here.
You're doing great.
Thank you, because I'm trying to go by memory right now.
No, you're good.
All right, 7, so 16. Like I said before.
Matthew 7:16. Ye shall know them by their fruits.
Oh, let's go back one, so we know what we're talking about here. Who's they? Read that.
Verse 15. Beware of false prophets, which come to you in sheep's clothing.
So they come in there looking like they're righteous, but they're not righteous. Read.
But inwardly they are ravening wolves.
That's Benji them.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what they say. They say they're ravening wolves. They say that's false prophets. Read.
Verse 16. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns?
They prick you. You try to grab that word, but it prick you.
Yes.
Read.
Or figs of thistles?
Same thing. It's doctrine that'll prick you to your mind, prick your mind.
Verse 17. Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit.
Oh, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit,
but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit.
So you know that tree is a prophet. So if that prophet got evil, he gonna bring forth evil fruit. That's like we showing you with the AI pictures and showing you all that stuff with history books and all that stuff. That is evil fruit to the Most High God.
You got you still going?
Yeah, what you got?
For wine, Proverbs 21.
All right, let me get that.
All praise to the Most
All
High.
praise to the Most High.
Praise.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Proverbs chapter 20:1. Wine is a mocker.
You just get up in there and you start following some man's stupid doctrine. You're gonna get mocked. Just like we mocked those men, like the Most High told us to. If you go and you follow somebody's stupid doctrine, you're going to be mocked. All right, read.
Strong drink is raging.
And they strong drink cause hatred. Again, that's why we mentioned what we mentioned about why we do what we do. Because we don't want nobody to end up hating nobody, right? But those men, they get up in there and they show you all of these images of, cruelty, one race against another race to cause that rage and all that other stuff, all right? To bring that out in a person. You have to be careful of that stuff. So when he's talking about wine and strong drink, that's what he's talking about. He's talking about their doctrines. The videos that they show you and they explain those videos, that's their doctrine. It's something that they're teaching you. They're teaching you how to hate. That's the strong drink, all right?
And whosoever is deceived
By
thereby
that doctrine
is not wise.
It's not wise. So you ain't gonna get salvation following all them lies that these people teaching you. The Most High can't do nothing with you if you're full of hate, because he told you, love your brother. That's from the beginning. From the beginning.
From the beginning.
Love your brother as you love yourself. That's the beginning, bro.
Beginning, man.
Yes.
All right, one more with the wine. Luke 5:36. We're gonna deal with the wine bottles.
Yes.
He come down just a little bit, Elder.
Okay.
All right.
Luke chapter 5 and 36. And he spake also a parable unto them.
Parables,
Mhm.
parables.
No man putteth a piece of a new garment upon an old.
So he's talking about a doctrine. See, when you get this spiritual understanding, you can't put this spiritual understanding on while you're still hating your brother.
Right.
You're gonna reject it. That's what he basically telling you. Read.
If otherwise, then both the new maketh a rent.
It's going to, when you divide it, it's not going to seem right to you. Read.
And remember, like we was saying, you can't put a new garment on an old. Like I was talking about, whenever somebody tries to get you to join their group and you got a different doctrine than they got, and they want you to mix doctrines. That's kind of like what it's explaining to you right here. You can't put your new doctrine on it and weave it into that old doctrine, because it's gonna be defiled. You mixing it. Y'all see what's going on? It's not gonna be aesthetically pleasing. And thank you, Elder Cortez, for them precepts for
All
Crew
praise.
and for Mock. But go ahead, Elder.
And the piece that was taken out of the new agreeth not with the old.
See that? He using the word agree.
Right. It's not going to agree. It's not going to agree.
That's right. You're not going to agree. You got two remember, I was talking about the doctrine of Christ and the Christian doctrine of today. They're not going to agree. All right. They're not going to agree.
Right. Because you can't have hatred in your mind. You're not going to see this doctrine.
Yeah.
You're going to reject it.
Yeah. And it's funny. They call us black Christians, right? Because they're saying we're teaching the same doctrine as the Christianity doctrine, which we're not.
Right.
But on the other side, they call us Hebrew Israelites. And our doctrine is totally different than their doctrine. It's just funny because you can't mix the doctrine. That's what the Most High say. You can't mix that doctrine.
No.
And that's where Jehoshaphat, King Jehoshaphat, he messed up whenever he tried to join with the king of Israel, and they was in wickedness.
Right.
Luke 5 and 37. And no man putteth new wine into old bottles.
You can't put this into that old man. You the bottle, you the vessel.
Yes, sir.
So you can't put this new knowledge, the spiritual knowledge, into that mind where you're hating each other. If in that mind, when you thinking that you watch a movie on TV, that's how the Bible was talking literally. It won't mesh. You won't get it. You won't start understanding the parables. Read.
Else the new wine will burst the bottles.
Like I said, you're gonna reject the spiritual understanding. The new wine, you're gonna reject it because it's gonna come out your mind. You're gonna forget it.
Right.
And be spilled.
Rejection.
And the bottles shall perish.
You're gonna go back into death, which is the carnal understanding.
It's funny how whenever you start breaking it down like that, you start seeing it differently, because people sitting up in there like, well, if you go and you pour new wine in the old bottles, that don't necessarily make the bottle break, right? So they said that, like, I don't know where they getting what the scripture is saying, because you could take some new wine and you got an old bottle, you go on ahead and you rinse the bottle out and you pour the new wine in it, the bottle ain't gonna break. You see what I'm saying? So it's talking about something else. That's why it said this parable. Y'all got to understand, it ain't talking about actual bottles like Elder Johanna just said. It's talking about you the vessel, and it's gonna spill. You ain't gonna be able to retain the understanding,
right?
If you keep in your old doctrine trying to drink this new doctrine.
Right. You can't hold on to Superman Jesus and believe
No, sir.
2 or 3.
No,
it ain't
sir.
Gonna add
There's
up.
no salvation in Superman Jesus.
Right.
It's just not. It's not available.
Right. It ain't gonna
I'm
work.
sorry.
It just ain't gonna work. All right.
Verse 38. But new wine must be put into new bottles.
So your mind has to renew. You have to become anew. You got to forget all that stuff that you learned before and start taking, just reject that. Stop eating that. Fast from that.
And purge yourself. Yes.
Right. And then
purge that understanding. Yep.
Start working on not hating your brother.
Right.
Then you start to see it. Right. Then that wine that God has given to you, it start to get into your mind.
Yes.
And both are preserved.
And both are preserved.
Yes.
All praise.
The vessel and the wisdom.
Yes, sir. Verse 39. No man also having drunk old wine straightway desireth new.
You know what happened? It's called cognitive dissonance. That's what happens. You have that old hatred. Yeah, he saw the white man. All nations, blah, blah, blah. We were all kings. But can only be one king.
Right.
So how are you all kings and queens?
Right.
It's only one king per region.
Right.
Come on, man. You see how you've been duped?
Yeah.
There's only one president.
Yeah. Right. Right.
But how you all kings? We weren't all kings.
Right.
Somebody had to be the builder. Somebody had to be the plumber. Somebody had to pave had to knock off the dirt roads. We could run them chariots.
That's right. Somebody better pick up this trash around here.
Right.
And who making them candles so I can see at night?
Right.
Somebody had to do that.
Right.
So we all weren't kings. Stop with that lie. You weren't. Right? That's never been in history. Only one king. Right? That's a lie. That's the old wine.
Yeah.
You start believing those fantasies to make you feel better. But there is no salvation in that.
Right. And when you've been taught that a long time, and somebody come up with something new that's saying, well, that ain't necessarily what that means, right? You ain't gonna straightway desire the new understanding.
No.
You see what I'm saying? Is that you've been taught that for so long, it's part of you. It's gonna take some research on your own, looking and seeing, because this is based upon something that you've learned from somebody that you trust, and you ain't gonna be so quick when somebody come and they give you that new wine. You ain't gonna necessarily want to hear what they're saying.
Right.
Go ahead, though.
Read.
For he saith, the old is better.
He said the old is better. He liked that old Superman. He liked that old Deuteronomy 28:68.
Yes.
He liked that to say, oh, that was slave ships. That was us. But you totally forget that you had Barbary pirates that was going around enslaving Caucasian people back in the time. On ships.
Yes. Yes.
You like that old
thank
guy.
you, Elder Cortez, for that for the precepts on bottles. He got Matthew 9:17, Revelation 9:1, Revelation 20:3 for bottles. All praise to the Most High.
All praise.
Yes, sir. So now we can go to verse 4. We have 4, right? Yeah.
Numbers 6 and 4. All the days of his separation shall he eat nothing that is made of the vine tree.
The vine tree. We told you the vine tree is the prophet.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
You ain't supposed to be listening. If you going through the Nazarite, meaning you gonna take Christ's path, you can't be listening. You got to purge yourself for all that stuff that you've been taught. It's just so happened that he just read the thing about, if you done went and learned the old. Initially, you're going to think the old is best.
Right.
Right. So it's telling the same thing.
From the kernels even to the husk.
All right, let's deal with the husk. What is a husk? What is the husk?
Back when I was young, man, I used to get those husky pants, man. I was a little
husky
chunky, man. I didn't get the regular ones. I used to have to get those huskies. Or maybe that's not what it's talking about.
All right, let's go with the parable.
I mean, hey, I was a husky kid, man.
Husky kid. I had them slims. Them slims. All right.
Luke chapter 15 and 11.
We're going to read down to 16, okay?
Yes, sir. And he said, a certain man had two sons.
Two sons.
Yes.
Sons is what? Doctrine.
Doctrine.
Yes.
Verse 12.
Thank you, Elder Cortez, for that precepts on straight way.
Yep.
Matthew.
All praise.
Matthew 3:16, Matthew 4:20, Acts 9:20 for straight way.
All praise.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 12. And the younger of them said to his father, Father, give
Big
me.
F. That's a big F, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we're talking about God. We're talking about the spiritual. Read.
Yes.
Give me the portion of goods that falleth to me.
So he trying to get his understand. He going through the 6th day, and he doing his laboring, getting his class together.
Mm-hmm. And he divided unto them his living.
So now he had the carnal, and now he getting the spiritual. So he got it carnal now, and he got the spiritual. That's the two sons. Read.
Verse 13. And not many days after the younger son gathered all together.
So that's the understanding when he was, like I said, he's doing the 6th day. He's gathering up all his precepts together. Read.
And took his journey into a far country.
Gentile now, right?
Mm-hmm. And
going out to teach.
Right.
And there wasted his substance with riotous living.
So he got a doctrine of hatred.
Yes.
He picked up a doctrine of hatred. That's one of his sons. He had a spiritual and he had a doctrine of hatred that was riotous. Right?
Verse 14. And when he had spent all, there arose a mighty famine in that land. And he began to be in want.
So now there was no understanding. Understanding dried up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
there was no water in him. Yeah, he left
the
the
father.
So now all that understanding dried up, and now he
been associated. You trying to teach that doctrine, and a lot of times whenever you go out there and you young in the word, and people strong even in the carnal doctrine, they can cause you to err, and then you start losing faith in what you already have because you done went and got arrogant, and you don't want to humble yourself to learn according to the 2 or 3.
Yes, sir. Verse 15. And he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country
that was doing that riotous living. So he went and
made a covenant
with that person in hatred, that riotous hatred doctrine. He started a doctrine that made him hate his brother. That's what I kept telling y'all earlier at the beginning. Watch what you've been manipulated into your mind.
Right.
You need to discern, is it peaceful or is it riotous?
Right.
Read.
And he sent him into his fields to feed swine.
Swine is a dirty, nasty prophet.
Yes. Yes.
A low down, dirty
prophet. Ain't
prophet.
talking about no pork chops, y'all.
Nah, ain't
that ain't what it's talking about. Ain't talking about no pork chops.
Nah.
I don't eat pork personally, but it ain't talking about pork chops. All right. You can do whatever you want, but the context of this is not talking about no pork chops.
Right.
All right.
A swine is a beast.
Yeah.
A beast is a man.
That's a
carnal man. Right.
Yes.
Yep.
Matter of fact, you did that. We did that class. You won't eat pork, but you learn from swine.
Right.
Y'all want to get a refresher? Go ahead and watch that class in our library. You won't eat pork, but you learn from swine.
Yep.
Right. Verse 16. And he would fain have filled his belly
is
with the husks.
But the what?
His belly with the husks
Mm-hmm.
that the swine did eat.
So that the swine ate it. That means they learned it. So
he learned.
He took it on their doctrine. The husk is their doctrine.
Yes, sir.
Yes. That's 1 Corinthians 3:1-2. Eat mean learn.
Yes, sir.
Right.
And no man gave unto him.
They ain't want to hear that. Everybody went in. So now read that again.
Numbers 6 and 4. All the days of his separation shall he eat nothing that is made of the vine tree.
So we told you the vine tree is the prophecy. Stop learning from them prophets. They got the word that's spreading out there. Read.
From the carnals.
Kernels are seeds. Okay.
Right.
Kernels are seed. Kernels of corn. You can pull off one of them kernels of corn, dry them out, throw them in the dirt, and a stalk gonna come up. All right.
Yep.
Seed is the word. Luke 8:11. All
Right.
right. Go ahead, Elder.
Even to the husks.
So now you know the husk is what grow from that kernel.
Yeah.
So now that's the
The
word.
doctrine.
That's the doctrine.
Yep.
Doctrine. That's why I had to
Yep.
prove it to you.
Yep.
All right.
See how he did that, man. He went through all that trouble just so you guys know what husk means.
That's love.
That's love, man.
All praises.
If you love me, teach it with 2 or 3. That's what that means.
Right.
John 4,
Yes,
what is
sir.
it? John 14:15. If you love me, keep my commandments. Teach it with
My
2.
commandments.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Verse 5. All the days of the vow of his separation, there shall no razor come upon his head.
All right. Let's deal with the razor.
Mm-hmm.
Razor.
Is it kind of similar to like something that cuts, like a sword or
sword
something like that?
something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Just trying to make sure. You know?
Okay, just making sure. You know, hey, you're on the right track there, buddy.
Hey man, you know, I've been learning for a long time and
Yeah,
always learning, man. I love the way that you keep bringing these unusual words and we're getting some meaning from them. Thank you,
All
sir.
praises. All praises.
All right, I got the.
And Elder Cortez gave us Proverbs 11:22, Matthew 7:6, Mark 5:11 for swine.
All praise.
Elder.
Thank you.
All right. Let me see. We go start at 1. No, we'll go to 2. Get it right. We go right to it.
All right. Psalms chapter 52 and 2. Thy tongue deviseth mischiefs like a sharp razor.
Oops.
Working deceitfully.
So we got the razor.
Tongue and razor. Tongue and razor. Interesting.
So that's razor. So now let's deal with the Lord's razor. So there's two different razors. So you got to tell them context what razor the Lord is speaking of.
And remember, this is talking about a Nazarite. So it's somebody who is changing one doctrine to another doctrine, according to what you're saying. You purging. This person purging.
Isaiah 7 and 20. In the same day shall the Lord shave with a razor that is hired.
Oh, so the Lord is cutting off all that doctrine because the hair is the doctrine. He's cutting off whatever's in your mind. He's changing your mind. That's what the razor is, right? Read.
Namely,
hold on. Genesis 25:25. Esau was a red and hairy garment. We gave him garment earlier, didn't we?
Yes, sir.
Garment was the word. So hairy garment. So it's letting you know. Hair means doctrine.
I have it. I got that. Let me go ahead and finish this out.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna get here. I got that.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah.
Namely, by them beyond the river.
Beyond the river, Jordan.
By the king of Assyria, the head and the hair of the feet.
Who got hair on their feet?
Hey man, if I had it, I wouldn't tell you. I tell you that much.
So the hair on your feet is talking about the doctor wisdom. I'm gonna give you a precept for hair.
Hey man, why you making fun of people who got hairy feet?
I'm
man?
sorry.
What's
Right.
going on here?
Lord, forgive me. Please, Lord, forgive me.
That's why that man made that comment.
Right.
You're humiliating people.
Right.
Man.
You have no humility when you
I'm
teach.
sorry.
Sir.
I'm sorry,
Man.
sir. Sorry for those who got hair on your feet. He's talking about
And it shall also consume the beard.
So he's saying the Lord gonna shave it off. So why do they go and say you got to have a beard on your face and you can't shave your head when the Lord said he gonna do it?
That's what he said.
Things that make
Interesting.
you go,
Wow, man. Is that another one of those old parables, man?
Yeah, it's all parable. Very late. All right, let's go here. We're gonna go get that hair. Read that over.
Yes, sir. Wisdom of Solomon 4:9. But wisdom is the gray hair.
It's the what?
Is the gray hair unto men, and an unspotted life is old age.
That unspotted doctrine is eternal. That's what he's telling you. It's blameless. It's eternal.
Yep.
So now with that same gray hair, let's go over to Sirach.
Oh, Sirach.
Oh, Sirach.
Still enjoying this playlist, man.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I
Wish
want to
I
let
was
y'all
a
know.
trucker.
I'll let y'all know right now. My somebody erased my notes. I don't know who did. This is all off the cusp.
Man.
All right, man.
This is truly the Lord talking right now.
Hey,
man.
man, we're gonna make it through though.
I was even nervous. I saw my notes. I was like, oh no.
Yes.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna have to write them down from now on. I can't even rely on.
We'll get through it. I always email them to myself.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing, but that's what I do. That's my process.
I have in my Bible app, and then I went in there to open it, and it was like all of them are gone. So I'm like, this is what I remember. So this is
wow.
All right.
No, you're doing good. Yes, sir. Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 25:4. Oh, how comely a thing is judgment for
Teaching.
gray hairs.
Teaching for gray hairs. That's wisdom.
Yep.
Read.
And for ancient men to know counsel.
That's the people that's that old age he was talking about. Ancient men and old age. That's that wisdom to know counsel, know the counsel of the Most High. So now we go back.
Knowledge. Yep.
Right. We're gonna go back over here to number 6 and 5.
Number 6 and 5. All the days of the vow of his separation, there shall no razor come upon his head.
Why was he not doing that? Because now you started following the Lord. So now you know you keep this information on your head, this knowledge on your head.
Days mean wisdom. They mean wisdom. What is it? Ecclesiastes 7:11, Micah 3:6. They mean wisdom. And Sirach 33:7 through 13.
Until the days be fulfilled.
So now basically when he's going from the first part to this part, he's saying you're gonna keep that knowledge on your head until God explains it. Till you get explained with the 2 or 3, then you're gonna shave it. Read.
All praise.
Elder Cortez gave us 2 Samuel 14:26, Daniel 3:27, Matthew 5:36 for hair.
Right.
Write those precepts down.
Yep.
In the which he separated himself unto the Lord.
Okay, so now he started following the 2 or 3.
Yes.
See, that's what's starting to fulfill.
Yes.
And it's taking the razor. It's going to start to shave his head off of that. But right now, he's not going to shave it. You're going to keep that carnal knowledge on your head until it gets explained with the 2 or 3. That's what he's basically saying to you.
He shall be holy and shall let the locks of the hair of his head grow.
Yes.
Didn't Samson have 7 locks?
Yes.
Okay, so we just showed
he had
you.
3 on either side and 1 down the middle.
So now look, what is the locks then? So the locks we just showed you was hair.
I mean,
it's hard not to laugh for stuff like
complete
that.
Wisdom.
Right.
And I see that's probably what the guy's saying, man. Why you gotta make fun of the way they teach the Bible? Look, bro, it ain't talking about he had 7 dreadlocks in his head, bro.
Moving like a zoo.
The man has 7 mean completion. He had complete understanding, bro.
Right.
That's what he talking about. All right. Have mean wisdom.
We just went over that. Yep. So now you know it's the locks of his hair.
Yes.
Of his head shall grow. So now his understanding or his wisdom, if he don't have Christ on his head, is gonna grow.
Right. Right. Verse 6, all the days that he separateth himself unto the Lord, he shall come at no dead body.
What's a dead body?
A church. That is carnal
church.
So now if he dead body, so he's not gonna take on that information.
Nope. Correct. He ain't gonna start believing none of that doctrine. He don't want to even associate himself with any of that carnal foolishness.
Right. So we're gonna go to, let me get one real quick and go over to, I'm so upset my notes got erased.
No. I can't tell you.
Yeah, we wouldn't have known if you didn't sell it.
Yeah, I'm over here sweating like, oh Lord. Lord. Why thou forsaketh me?
Oh man.
No need to worry, my son.
Right. Think not what you're going to say.
Yes. Oh man. Romans 8:6. For to be carnally minded is death.
Yeah, that's about as explicit as it can get.
Yep.
It's kind of hard to get around that one.
Right. But to be spiritually minded is life and peace.
That's the doctrine. The spiritually minded is the doctrine.
Yes.
And peace.
Sure.
So let me go to Psalms. Oh. My Lord, why hast thou forsaken me? You're gonna get it off the dome, my son.
Yes.
It's a good thing you studied.
My son.
Right.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Right.
That's right. Yes, Father.
Yeah. Holy.
Yes, sir. Psalms chapter 31:12. I am forgotten as a dead man out of mind.
Out of his dang on mind.
That's right.
I am like a broken vessel.
You get another one?
Yes.
So I feel better about myself.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Read that?
Yes, sir. Proverbs 21:16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead.
So that's what he talking about. He talking about people that don't have no understanding. So now when he says this, read it again.
Thanks again to Elder Cortez. Hebrews 7:16, Romans 7:14 for carnal. Yes.
All praise. Numbers 6:6. All the days that he separateth himself unto the Lord, he shall come at no dead body.
So you gotta fast. You gotta get away from that. You gotta purge that stuff out. You don't even listen to that stuff. Exactly. A lot of people, when they first come in, they stop it. Like I noticed when I converted over, I couldn't watch it anymore.
Yeah.
Anybody talking anything about the Bible, I just couldn't even look at it. Right. It disgusted me.
Right.
That's when you're a Nazarite. When you're a Nazarite, when you first start to convert over. That's that first stage when you starting to convert over. You're about to pass over.
But just letting y'all know at the end, the Moses said you got to go on ahead and you got to eat that crab sandwich. So you got to start watching it again, so that you can. He hiring you to explain to the people what it actually means. Okay, so you have to eat the dung of men. Dung is not talking about excrement. It's talking about their doctrine. The Most High, again, He's mocking them by the way he writes this thing. He's laughing at their calamity. All right, we're doing the same thing he's doing. He ain't told. What was it, Ezekiel? He ain't told that man to eat no crap sandwich, man. Come on, y'all.
It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. So you got to understand what the words mean. But dung actually means, it means doctrine.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Verse 7, he shall not make himself unclean for his father.
Prophet, the one that's teaching him.
You got to stop listening to that dude.
Yep.
That's what he telling. When he say he got to purge it, that mean the guy that's teaching you, you got to separate from him.
Right.
Or for his mother.
That's his law.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go. You want to get that? Let me get that.
But whenever you start talking about his mother, okay, our mother is Jerusalem now.
Right.
But that wasn't our mother before.
Right.
All right. Our mother before was the carnal teachings of IUIC, or it was Christianity, or whatever doctrine you was following. That was your mother before. But you got to leave your father and your mother, and you got to latch on to this real thing. It's a parable. It's a metaphor, y'all.
Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus 15:1. He that feareth the Lord will do good, and he that hath the knowledge of the law shall obtain her.
You're gonna obtain the knowledge of the law. He called knowledge her.
Yes.
Yep. Verse 2, and as a mother shall she meet him.
Okay.
And receive him as a wife married of a virgin.
As you're a virgin, it's a clean doctrine.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we always just read that on out.
Verse 3, with the bread of understanding shall she feed him, and give him the water of wisdom to drink.
There you go.
So that's what that mother is. We want to thank Elder Cortez again. Ruth 1:17, Job 14:14, Psalms 118:17 for die.
All right. Let me give you a bad mother. A bad mother. You're a bad mother.
Look out now.
I know, right?
This is a family show.
I know. I'm sorry.
Job chapter 17 and verse 14. I have said to corruption, thou art my father. To the worm, thou art my mother.
That worm carnal digs into the dirt, into the carnal. That's what a worm does. Read.
Eat the leaf. And my sister.
How could you be your mother and sister? It's talking about wisdom. It's a corrupted wisdom.
Right.
One more.
Go to Proverbs 6:20.
That's exactly where I was going.
Oh, well, great minds think alike, man.
Right. Had my finger on the dial.
Seems like we're all going to get something good for Christmas.
Yes, indeed. Hold on, you know what? Let me go back one because we read that, but let's know because we gotta get the context.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
I'm right here with you, bro. Say it, don't spray it.
No praise.
Oh man. Mess. Proverbs chapter 6 and 19. A false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren.
Yes, discord is a lie.
Yes.
Yep.
Courts, doctrines.
Right.
All right. They disagreeing on doctrines. Y'all see how that work?
Right.
Real simple. The name is the recipe.
It is, but they can't read it.
Verse 20. My son, keep thy father's commandment and forsake not the law of thy mother.
So the mother is the law, whatever doctrine that you following. So we're going back over
and we
here.
want to thank Elder Cortez, Genesis 2:24, Genesis 3:20, Exodus 17:16 for mother.
Right.
Right, those
Oh,
three
we
steps down.
We say sister right here. So let me just get one for sister so we know. So we ain't got it. We can just keep on reading. Is it 4, I think? Is that it? Yeah. All right, here we go. Beep.
Yep.
Read that.
Proverbs 7:4. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman.
So now what he called wisdom his sister.
Yep.
We're talking about doctrine. Yes.
Verse 5. That they may keep thee from the strange woman.
So a strange woman is strange wisdom.
Yes, sir. From the stranger which flattereth with her words.
So he trying to flatter you and convert you with the strange doctrine and
All
pull
of
you
us
from the
was
Lord.
kings.
You're right. We all came. We was kings.
And we want to thank Elder Sharon because she keeping that chat full of all of these precepts.
Right.
All praise.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Elder Sharon.
Yep.
Verse 7. He shall not make himself unclean for his father or for his mother,
You know, that's the law, is the wisdom.
for his brother,
That's his doctrines.
or
Similar doctrine.
for his sister when they die,
Convert.
because the consecration of his God is upon his head.
So that's when it goes to 1 Corinthians 11. Let me go ahead and get that. So now you understand what he's talking about.
First Corinthians 11:3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
So you should have the 2 or 3 in your head. That's what you should be thinking to do. Read.
And the head of the woman is the man.
So you're in charge of that wisdom that you putting out of your mouth.
Yep.
Read.
And the head of Christ is God.
God gave you the doctrine of Christ, the 2 or 3, to understand his word. That's
Right.
what that means.
Right.
So hope you guys are understanding this Nazarite vow so far.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Number 6 and 8. All the days of his separation, he is holy unto the Lord.
What does holy mean? Clown people.
Separated.
Separated or
It's a wisdom.
Yep.
It's a special kind of wisdom, meaning he got the spiritual wisdom, not just any wisdom. He got wisdom approved of God, which is 2 or 3.
Rightly divided.
Right. He's separated from the carnal. 100% in belief of the 2 or 3.
Yes. Because what's that one that says holy is understanding? I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Huh?
1 Corinthians 2:13.
That's not what. Read that.
1 Corinthians 2 and 13. Which things also we speak, not in the words which man's wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Ghost teacheth.
It's going to be Proverbs 9 and 10.
Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Thank you.
Comparing spiritual things with spiritual.
So you know the Holy Ghost is the spiritual understanding.
Teachings,
Proverbs
yes, sir.
9. Yeah, Proverbs 9 and 10. Thank you, y'all. Elder. Like
I'm
I said,
here to help, man. I'm just here to help.
I'm like, oh, my notes are gone.
No. Your notes are never gone as long as I'm here with a search engine.
Yes, yeah. This is it.
All praise. Proverbs chapter 9 and 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
That's what you're getting right now when you're taking that Nazarite vow. You're at the beginning of wisdom. Read.
And the knowledge of the holy is understanding.
That's what you're getting right here when you get here and you make yourself holy unto the Lord. You separate yourself from all them doctrines. Now you starting to understand the Lord, the 2 or 3.
All praise. Numbers 6 and 9. And if any man die very suddenly by him,
I'm gonna break this down. Read.
and he hath defiled the head of his consecration.
All right, so this is what I'm going to read it all the way out, and I'm gonna break it down.
Then he shall shave his head in the day of his cleansing. On the 7th day shall he shave it.
So let's say you're very new. You're a Nazarite. So that means you just converted. If somebody comes through, because you know when it tells you, what's that scripture that says you can't go to war when you got a new wife?
Yeah.
So you have a new doctrine, so you can't go out there and debate somebody. So you went and said something, and somebody condemned you, like they got you, and you don't know how to explain it, right? He's telling you right now that you have to go get full understanding. That is the 7th day, and shave off what you thought you knew in your head. Meaning, forget that information. What you first. I'm gonna give you an example, so you can understand what I'm saying. All right, I first came out of the Hebrew Israelite cult belief system, right? And I was discussing the Bible one day with a young lady, and we were just talking, and I had said one of the scriptures that we had. I knew to her, and the lady said, "But that's not what that says." And so when I looked at it, it didn't say what it said. So therefore, guess what? That made me feel stupid because I just looked at it and she just condemned me right there. Like, hey man, look, that ain't what that meant. So she corrected me on the spot. She read that. He said, that ain't what that scripture say. That's not there. You making that up, which was true because I had no other precept to back up what I was trying to say. So therefore, I had to shave my head, forget what I knew off that precept pack, and I had to go get the 2 or 3. Once I started learning the 2 or 3, learn the true understanding of it. That's when I cleansed myself. When I went and did the 6th day and started doing the work and searching the scriptures, and when I found what the scriptures was, which was actually the fringes. So I went and got all the precepts together. And now I have the 7th day on what the fringes truly meant.
Right.
So then now I can regrow the hair because now I got the understanding. Not carnally, but my wisdom grew now.
Yes,
you
sir.
guys understand what I'm saying?
Deuteronomy 24 and 5. That's what you was talking about. Okay. That's the new wife that you was talking about.
All right. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. You just break it down.
Yes, sir.
Deuteronomy 24 and 5. When a man hath taken a new wife.
So you took on this doctrine. You just learning. it. Like you came across this video today, right? You like, I can see it, but I really don't understand it. It's a new wife to you.
He shall not go out to war.
You should not be going out there trying to defend it because you don't have the 7th day, full understanding.
Right.
Read.
Neither shall he be charged with any business.
Didn't Christ say, I'm about my Father's business? So the business of a prophet is to what? Teach.
Yes,
so
sir.
you shouldn't be out there teaching. Read.
But he shall be free.
Free to above is free.
At home
in your mind
1 year.
till you get the understanding. Read.
And shall cheer up his wife.
So now you need to get understanding. Cheer her up is by going and, like I said, going through and discovering the 2 or 3 to find out what that parable means before you teach it. Read.
Which he hath taken.
All praises. Now we can go back.
Praise. Numbers chapter 6 and verse 10. And on the 8th day, he shall bring 2 turtles or 2 young pigeons.
So now the 8th day, you're what? Circumcised in your mind. You circumcised your mind. Now you come in with your precepts. But they turtles and they young pigeons. So the 2 turtles is something that you learned when you were carnal. The 2 pigeons is something that's kind of elevated. And you bring it to who?
The priest.
So now I'll bring it to Stephen or I'll bring it to Jariah. I said, check these check these precepts out. Read.
To the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
Christ is the door.
Yep.
What's that scripture? He said, I am the door, literally.
This is what is it, John 10? Oh, I think it's John 10.
He said, I am the door.
Reading that.
Let's see.
Yes, sir. You right.
I got it. John 10 and 7. Y'all forgive me. My
No, you good, Elder. This actually is a good class. You never disappoint.
I've never seen him disappoint, bro. Ever.
This is purely the Lord. I promise you this.
Yes, sir.
Because all my notes are gone. Read.
Yes, sir. John 10 and 7. Then said Jesus unto them again, verily, verily, I say unto you, I am the door of the sheep.
He's the door.
So the door. So we're gonna read the door one more time. We're gonna stay right there. Read it right down. Boom. Oh, no. We gotta go back. Sorry, Lord. Holy. Read that.
Verse 8. All that ever came before me.
Before Christ showed up, before the doctrine came back, what was there?
Are thieves and robbers.
Y'all keep giving them your money and you thinking it's gonna get salvation. They robbing you. They robbing you in spirit, and they robbing you of your salvation.
Right.
And they robbing you of your money.
Right. Ain't us saying that. That's in red.
Right.
That's what Christ's telling you. Anybody that was any doctrine that was being taught, claiming to be mine prior to you learning this 2 or 3, they say, hey, they lying to you and they stealing from you.
Yes, sir.
That's what he's saying.
But the sheep did not hear them.
They don't want to listen.
The sheep is the people who didn't follow those guys. Something came to their mind and said, I need to change.
Right.
They left the carnal and started following Christ. They walked through the door.
Yep. Verse 9. I am the door. By me, if any man enter in.
By the 2 or 3, any man enter into this kingdom. Read.
He shall be saved.
In your mind, you're going to be saved. In your spirit, you're going to be saved because you're going to stop hating your brother.
Yep.
God can deal with you. Read.
And shall go in and out.
That's Jacob's ladder, up and down.
Yes,
you gonna go. You can explain. You can rightfully divide.
Right.
Read.
And find pasture.
The good ground. You're gonna get the good ground.
And I want to thank Elder Cortez again. He came with Habakkuk 2 and 20 and Luke 4 and 34 for holy. Elder Contessa, she got these bangers up here too.
Praise.
For Holy Ghost. She got Psalms 119, 104. She got Proverbs 9 and 10 for Holy Ghost. Elder Cortez got Genesis 4 and 7. in Genesis 6 and 16, Genesis 18 and 1 for door. So if y'all need door, they got that. Elder Contessa got sheep as righteous followers, John 10 and 3. She also got sheep as righteous followers, John 10, 27. My sheep hear my voice. Yep. And Elder Sharon still banging them with this what divide means.
She's like, you going too fast. You going too fast. I can't get all the precepts.
32:8, Joshua 18:10, 2 Timothy 2:15, Hebrews 4 and 12. That's for divide. Pastors, pastors and priests are thieves and robbers. It's John 10, 6 through 11, Matthew 21, 12 through 15, Mark 11, 14 through 18. All praises to the Most High.
That's right.
All praise.
So, and I'm only doing that because if you're watching it on the regular release, you know, the chat's not going to be there.
No.
Right.
You want to see what the precepts are saying, you have to go to the live tab and pick the same video, and all of the chat, the precepts in the chat will be on the live side.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people starting to learn that we was doing live shows instead of the regular videos. So now we're trying to get caught up so everybody's, you know, caught up on what we're actually doing. We didn't go away for 4 months.
No.
Okay. We were just on the live side. So we're bringing them back on the video side so that y'all can catch up.
That's right. All right. Okay, we passed this. The door of the tabernacle. All right.
Numbers 6 and 11. And the priest shall offer the one for a sin offering.
That one for the sin offering is a turtle dove. Why? Because it's on the ground.
Right.
All right. Read.
And the other for a burnt offering.
You're going to put the fire to it. You get to bring but you putting the fire to both of them, but you're going to put the fire to it. Read.
And make an atonement for him.
As we learned in our last class, atonement means to explain it to him.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Read.
For that he sinned by the dead.
Because he sinned following that dead doctrine that we just read,
Yes.
gave you what dead was earlier. That's why he couldn't touch a dead body. You want to see a dead body?
Right. and shall hollow his head that same day.
He's going to empty his mind
Yes.
of that carnal foolishness that he had. The doves he bringing is his questions.
Yeah.
The pigeons and the turtles is his questions. He bringing them. I got these 2 precepts. Can you explain it to me? I got these 2 other precepts. Can you explain it to me? Do they work? Do they explain what it says? Yes.
Right.
Or how about add this right here? This is what this really means. That's what's happening right now.
Right.
When he's explaining this.
We become hallowed. Okay.
Yeah.
Meaning like hallowed be thy name. The same
Right.
thing. It's going to be special. It's going to be holy. Okay.
Right.
Verse 12. And he shall consecrate unto the Lord the days of his separation.
He cleaning his doctrines up. Read.
And shall bring a lamb of the first year for a trespass offering.
The lamb is Christ. Remember, I just showed you that you couldn't go to war for a year, right? So he's telling you the first year. So you got to come with your understanding of Christ and start to explain it for a trespass. When you trespass your brother, you lie to him.
Yeah.
Right.
So now what you're doing is you're correcting it.
Right.
And understand, right? This year is the process of your learning.
Right.
All right. Year mean wisdom. Okay.
Yes. Time is wisdom. All time is wisdom. Day is light. Day, hour, whatever you want to say, it's a process of time. So that means your understanding.
Right.
Right.
You're going to bring your understanding of Christ. All right. Okay. For a trespass officer. So you're going to end up changing the way that you think from carnal to spiritual. You on your walk now. That's what's going on right now. When you are becoming a Nazarite, all right, meaning you are all of this stuff is talking about converting from carnal to spiritual.
Yes.
All right. You converting from John to Jesus. All right. That's what's going on.
Right.
From Jacob to Israel. from Elijah to Elisha. It's the same. It's telling the same story, but it's all talking about you.
Yep.
But the days that were before shall be lost.
So that's tell you right. All that understanding that you had before, forget it.
Yes.
Yep. Count a loss.
Yes. Count it as lost.
Because his separation was defiled.
When you separated yourself before to Nathaniel, I'm sorry, pardon me.
Yeah.
When you went to a carnal preacher,
Yes.
you separated yourself to that carnal preacher that was teaching hate and riotous and robbers and thieves, and they were doing all this stuff to you and not giving you the truth. It was defiled.
Yes.
Right.
That's what he's talking about.
Yes.
Verse 13. And this is the law of the Nazarite when the days of his separation are fulfilled.
When that separation that you went to before is explained, read.
He shall be brought unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation.
We just gave you what the door was. Now you coming into the kingdom.
Yes, sir.
And we want to thank Elder Cortez. He gave us Leviticus 4:20, Leviticus 4:26, and Leviticus 25:9 for atonement.
So I guess you guys kind of go see where we're going with the Nazarite. So let's deal with the move right along. We're gonna go to Judges. We're gonna talk about another one. Samson.
Yes. Elder Cortez gave us Psalms 89:47, Ecclesiastes 9 and 12, Amos 5 and 13 for time. That's what time. When it's talking about time, it's talking about wisdom.
So now we're gonna show you an explanation what I was just explaining to you in those 13 verses. The rest of it in Numbers you should be able to break down now.
Yes.
All right. So get 2 or 3 and put the fire to the rest of it. I gave you enough of it so you can go through and figure out the rest of the spiritual yourself, hopefully. And if you don't, write an email. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's there for.
Yes.
Read now. Here's the instance. Read.
Judges 13:1. And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord.
So they're going off and they separate themselves into wickedness now, right?
They're not using 2 or 3 no more.
Right.
They did evil. Evil is carnal. All right.
And the Lord delivered them into the hand of the Philistines.
All them dudes you see on the corner.
Yeah.
That's them Philistines.
Bring it to the day. It's a prophecy.
It's a prophecy. You should see it.
And it said 40 years. 4 mean convert. So and you converted from the 2 or 3 to that kind of foolishness where they kept telling you was kings.
Right.
Verse 2. And there was a certain man of Zorah, of the family of the
Danites.
The Danites.
Tribe of Dan. That's the doctrine that they followed. They followed the doctrine of Dan. It's this prophet.
Hold that.
Yes. Yes. And that's right. Dainty. Yeah, I got where you're going.
Yep. You got it. Dainty meats. Yep.
Yes.
You know what it is.
Yes. I see what you just did right there.
Yeah. Danites. Read that.
Yes, sir. Genesis 49:16. Dan shall judge his people as one of the tribes of Israel.
But something happened though, Playboy.
Player.
Yes.
Verse 17. Dan shall be a serpent by the way.
Serpent, viper. Didn't they have a serpent in the beginning?
Yep.
Dan gonna be a liar.
Yep.
In the way of Christ, in the way of the God. Read.
And adder in the path.
Same thing.
You sound like Matthew 23.
Yes.
That biteth the horse heels.
They heal the horse. The horse is a dumb prophet.
Yep.
He ain't gonna be helping.
Right. That's his feet. That's his doctrine. Read.
Yep. So that his rider shall fall backward.
So
No precept.
Right. There you go.
Right.
Precept upon precept until they fall backwards.
Yep.
So now we go back over here. Read.
Judges. Yes, sir. Judges 13:2. And there was a certain man of Zorah, of the family of the Danites, whose whose name was Manoah, and his wife was barren.
Nobody would listen to that doctrine.
Yeah.
Read.
He ain't created any other doctrine from the doctrine that he already has.
Because it was wicked.
Right.
And bear not. Verse 3. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto the woman.
What did he say to her?
And said unto her, Behold, now thou art barren.
You ain't got no wisdom in your womb. There's nothing in your womb. Read.
And bearest not, but thou shalt conceive.
There's a doctrine that's gonna come be born to you.
And bear a son.
And y'all know an angel is a prophet, all right?
It's gonna explain it right down here.
All right. Okay.
Verse 4. Now therefore beware, I pray thee, and drink not wine.
We read that earlier. We gave you precept for that earlier.
Nor strong drink.
No strong doctrines.
And eat not any unclean thing.
Don't learn any unclean doctrines. No defiled doctrines of hate.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Mark 1:27. Shouts out to Elder Anderson.
Yes, sir.
Anderson.
Double salute.
That's great class you had the other day, brother.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You put it down.
Read.
Verse 5. For, lo, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, and no razor shall come on his head.
Oh, and then you start to see the same thing all over again.
Yes, sir.
See it, man. It's starting to make sense, man. Whole picture coming through.
Right. Nobody gonna correct it. Read.
Yes, sir. For the child shall be a Nazarite unto God from the womb.
The womb is your mind.
Yes.
So it's talking about something that's a doctrine that God has given Manoah.
Yes.
Read.
And he shall begin to deliver Israel out of the hand of the Philistines.
He gonna start destroying a doctrine.
Yep.
This doctrine gonna destroy their doctrine. Where have we heard that before?
I don't know, man. Could you tell us more information?
As we roll on.
Yes.
Verse 6. Then the woman came and told her husband.
So the woman is what Manoah was married to, the wisdom he
His
was married
doctrine.
to.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. He started thinking about it.
Saying, a man of God came unto me.
What?
A man of God came unto me.
But it said a couple of scriptures it was an angel. You see how it
Yes,
works?
sir. Yes,
It's
sir.
a prophet that came there.
Yes.
Right? See?
And his countenance
Face, doctrine.
was like the countenance of an angel of God.
So it was a man with a man of God, angel of God, same thing.
Doctrine on 10.
Yes.
Very
It's,
terrible.
It's Second Ezra 1:38 through 40.
You want me to get that?
I mean, you can. Yeah, sure.
Second Esdras. Back that up.
Yes, sir.
Hold. Is it 40?
38.
Yeah.
You're gonna read it down.
Hold that. me see. Okay, yeah.
2nd Esdras 1:38. And now, brother, behold what glory,
wisdom,
and see the people that come from the east.
East is where the spiritual wisdom is. What is Hosea 13:15?
I think I gotta look it up.
Yeah, Hosea 13:15. They tell you the east wind is the
Oh
wind.
yeah. I remember they had the light that came out the east to Herod.
Yeah.
I still ain't see that Herod scriptures yet.
Yeah.
Still waiting on it.
Next verse. Now you about to call off a bunch of guys who are kind of famous. They all got something in common too.
Verse 39. Unto whom I will give for leaders
prophets,
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Oses, Amos, and Micaias, Joel, Abdias,
Obadiah,
and Jonas. Verse 40, Nahum and Abakit, Sophonias, Aggeus, Zachary, and Malachi.
You guys get it.
You're right.
Which is called also an angel of the Lord.
Prophets are angels, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is. Okay. All right, so now we're back here. He said, got the countless angel of God. Very, very terrible is where we're at.
Yes, sir. Very terrible. But I asked him not whence he was. Neither told he me his name.
He didn't give him what the doctrine was.
The full doctrine.
Right.
Verse 7. But he said unto me, behold, thou shalt conceive and bear a son.
You're going to create a doctrine.
And now drink no wine, nor strong drink, neither eat any unclean thing.
You keep repeating that. He keeps repeating that.
Yes.
Don't
so
learn
he's telling that prophet so that when he come up with that doctrine, the doctrine has gone through the ritual of a Nazarite. That's what he's showing. Okay.
For the child shall be a Nazarite to God from the womb,
the mind,
to the day,
to the explanation
of his death.
Till he convert.
Yes, that old man. Verse 8. Then Manoah entreated the Lord.
Started believing that, learning that 2 or 3.
Yep.
And said, O my Lord, let the man of God, which thou didst send, come again unto us.
But why? Why he need him?
Teach us.
So he can what?
And teach us.
Nah, rule over your house.
No, stop
us.
now. Nice try.
Right. Tell me what to do with your wife.
That's right.
And teach us
right.
So.
What we shall do unto the child that shall be born.
So he tell him, I need to take my 2 turtles and my 2 young pigeons.
I need to consult with that prophet.
I
need
go back
to consult with him.
Right.
Right.
The 2 or 3.
I got questions to ask. Right. Y'all see the whole thing change whenever you know what the words mean.
Right.
Yes,
Funny
sir.
how that happens.
Right. Verse 9. And God hearkened unto the voice of Manoah, and the angel of God came again unto the woman.
So he's starting to get his questions answered. Now he went back to the prophet again.
Yeah.
As she sat in the field. But Manoah, her husband, was not with her.
Because he couldn't understand.
Right. He couldn't get the full understanding yet.
Verse 10, and the woman made haste and ran and shewed her husband
That,
and
they
said,
call that a eureka moment.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
Aha.
Ah,
Aha.
yeah.
That's what happened.
and said unto him, behold, the man hath appeared unto me.
By
That
George, I
came.
think I've got it.
Right.
Yes.
That came unto me the other day.
When I brought that other understanding out, he went and explained it.
Yeah. Yes. I got more understanding now. I know what he's saying. Elder Cortez just dropped 1 Kings 1 and 6, 1 Kings 5:15, 1 Peter 2:24 for bear.
All praise. Verse 11, and Manoah arose
Got that. It went up. He got this. He got the spiritual
Got the
understanding.
spiritual understanding. Yep.
and went after his wife.
He started studying.
Yes, sir. And came to the man and said unto him, art thou the man that spaketh unto the woman?
Are you the one that gave me this understanding?
Mhm.
And he said,
And he said, I am.
that's God, baby.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
It
right.
was God.
Yes. Verse 12. And Manoah said, now let thy words come to pass.
So I'm going to show you what this doctrine means.
How shall we order the child?
Let me show you how to get these 2 or 3 precepts.
Yes. And how shall we do unto him?
Let me show you how to explain it.
Verse 13. And the angel of the Lord said unto Manoah,
Manoah. Manoah.
Mhm.
I get it. Yeah. Right?
of all that I said unto the woman, let her beware.
Why?
Remember this stuff. Remember this stuff that I told you.
Hearken.
Because you want to teach it right. The Most High
Right.
will hold you accountable if you don't.
Because remember, I told you if you get confounded, you got to
shave that head off.
Yeah.
Verse 14. She may not eat of anything that cometh of the vine.
So don't mix the doctrine with these other doctrines.
Yes, sir.
That you learn from people.
Right.
A vine is a tree. That's a prophet. All right. What is it? It's in Judges 2, right? Judges 8 or Judges 9?
Oh, we gonna. Matter of fact, why not? Hold on. I think it's 9.
Another one say, oh, let me find it.
I think it's Judges 9. I think it's 9 and 12. Hold on. Let me keep this. Hold that.
Hold that. Oh, that's right. It's easy to get confused, man.
Right, because I don't want to be looking for the. Where am I at? Here we go. This is actually in my notes. Good thing. Read.
I mean, I do what I can for you.
Yeah, all praise.
Judges 9 and 12. Then said the trees unto the vine.
Hey, do you know any trees that can talk?
Don't
ain't
know
seen
any,
that
man.
yet.
Okay, all right.
I did watch that. I think it was Lord of the Rings. Like that
Okay,
second
we're not.
movie.
Let's not
Oh,
mix the
I'm sorry.
doctrine. Yeah,
I'm sorry, man. I've gotten off track here.
Right,
but go
right.
ahead.
Come thou and reign over us.
So now come teach us.
Judges 9 and 13. And the vine said unto them, should I leave my wine,
Did I leave my doctrine?
which cheereth God and man, and go to be promoted over the trees?
To have my own congregation over everybody and try to run their life?
Sounds
Fantastical.
tempting. I said fantastical.
So now,
Man.
hey, shalom, blessings. He that read it.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Yeah, up in here.
Okay.
Y'all can't hold me back.
Right.
He said I just got through feeding them children.
Right.
Now I'm
These
back.
prophets can't hold me back. These prophets can't. Okay, let's
I know that's right. Welcome aboard, Elder.
Yes, sir. Judges 13 and 14. She may not eat of anything that cometh of the vine,
of that prophet.
neither let her drink wine
That wine, he said the wine, he said to leave. Don't let them drink that.
or strong drink,
That deep doctrine, that deep dummy doctrine they got.
nor eat any unclean thing.
Anything that's gonna make you hate your brother.
Doctor.
All that I command her, let her observe.
Observe with your eyes. So you need to go see it with a 2 or 3. That's commanded.
And the
Yep.
truth.
And thanks for Elder Ventessa. She just gave us a precept for trees. Genesis 3 and 22.
All praise, all praise. Judges 13, 15. And Manoah said unto the angel of the Lord, I pray thee, let us detain thee until we shall have made ready a kid for thee.
So now we're gonna stop right here. So he said, let detain thee. Let us just sit here and pick your brain until you can help us explain this doctrine. That's what we said. So now
All praise.
we're gonna deal with the Nazarene and we're gonna close it out. All right, we're gonna go on over to
And Elder Cortez got Hosea 14 and 6, Genesis 3 and 2, Isaiah 61 3 for trees. All
praise.
to the Most High.
okay, where we at? All right, here we go. We'll stop at okay, here we go.
Matthew chapter 2 and 17.
Mhm.
Then was fulfilled that which was spoken by Jeremy the prophet, saying,
My part. All right.
verse 18, in Ramah was there a voice heard, lamentation and weeping and great mourning.
Mm-hmm.
Rachel weeping for her children.
Trying to teach, right?
And would not be comforted.
Because it wasn't helping explain anything. That's why you was no comforter there.
Right. Because they are not.
Right? They're not.
Verse 19. But when Herod was dead,
I'm still waiting on them precepts for Herod. Read.
behold, an angel of the Lord appeareth in a dream to Joseph in Egypt.
Okay, so now this is in his mind, right?
Yep.
So somebody explaining to Joseph the same thing that happened to Manoah.
In Egypt. Verse 20, saying,
Hold on.
arise.
The difference between Manoah was under the Philistine. It's just repeating itself. So now Joseph was under captivity to Egypt.
Yep.
All right, so they're under these different doctrines. They're the same doctrines that have you in captivity.
And it's
20.
talking about today as well, because you guys are in captivity under other doctrines as well. And now the process has come where the Nazarite, the doctrine has come forth. All right. Doctrine, it went through the process to make sure that it was righteous. That's what's happening. So y'all got the righteous doctrine now.
Oh, praise. Verse 20, saying, arise and take the young child and his mother and go into the land of Israel.
He said, take him spiritual.
Yep.
Take that mother. The mother is Mary. All right.
The law.
And you gonna create another doctrine based with the foundation of the Mary doctrine. That's what he's saying. And it's gonna be the land of Israel when you get through. It's gonna be spiritual.
Right.
For they are dead which sought the young child's life.
They wanted that doctrine.
Mhm.
It was
The dead is the carnal people. They want
Yep, it
that
was
doctrine.
You're right.
Mhm.
Verse 21. And he arose and took the young child
Up,
and
up, up.
Where he took him where?
and his mother and came into the land of
Doctrine.
Israel. Mm-hmm.
Land is was it Jeremiah 3:1?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Verse 22. But when he heard that Archelaus
Yep.
did reign in Judea,
Stop. When somebody reigning, he is the high priest.
priest,
Yes.
Okay. Read.
in
Yes.
the room of his father Herod.
So he follows Herod. He got Herod's doctrine.
Doctrine.
Yes.
Herod was the high priest.
Priest. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Read.
A high priest is like the leader of a camp or
Yep.
the leader of a religious order
Yep.
or church or whatever. That's
Yep.
what that's talking about. That's
Like-
the high priest, the big dog who everybody go to get the answers from.
Hey,
Mhm.
like Samuel say, yo, bishop.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yes. Yes. His father Herod, he was afraid to go thither,
Mhm.
notwithstanding being warned of God in a dream, he turned aside into the parts of Galilee.
So Galilee, where does Galilee come from?
Oh, before you get there, all right, y'all got to understand what he's saying here, right? He was new starting off this doctrine,
Mm-hmm.
right? He ain't want to go out there like a lot of y'all do. Y'all learn one or two things over here, and like he was talking about, whenever you get married, you don't want to go to war in the first year and all that other stuff. All right.
Mm-hmm.
He had the prudence to know that he needed to be incognito.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He ain't trying to bring no attention to this doctrine that he got. That's why he going to Galilee. He trying to keep it low key till he get more understanding and develop that doctrine. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
Okay. We're gonna deal with Galilee for a second.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna go over a couple. Matthew 4. All right. Read that.
Matthew 4:14, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by Isaiah the prophet, saying, the land of Zebulun
Mm-hmm.
and the land of Naphtali,
Mm-hmm.
by the way of the sea,
Mm-hmm.
beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles.
That's one. Let me explain to you why I went here.
Mhm.
There's a reason why I talked to you about Naphtali, right?
Mhm.
What is Galilee in?
Mhm.
All right, you gotta understand what the doctrine of Galilee is.
Mhm.
Okay, we're gonna go to Joshua 21:32. Jamming over here.
Yes.
That smooth sounds you can ride in your truck with.
Yes. Joshua chapter 21:32. And out of the tribe of Naphtali, Kadesh in Galilee.
So now we're seeing that Galilee is in Naphtali. All
Yep.
right. Now, what did God say about Naphtali? I'm going to show you a reason why I'm showing you the root to what doctrine that Joseph was in. where we at? There we go.
Genesis 49 and 21. Naphtali is a hind let loose.
A hind, right?
Yep.
So it's
Like
a hind.
deer. Mhm.
Yep. We're gonna go. It's a doctrine. It's a foot, right?
Mhm.
Foot's a doctrine. Psalms 18:33. Oh, go back one so y'all can get the full understanding of that. I did have this.
Mhm. Psalms 18 and 32. It is God that girdeth me with strength and maketh my way perfect.
So he's talking about a doctrine, right? God, right?
Mhm.
He said
Yes,
what?
sir.
Mhm.
Verse 33. He maketh my feet like hinds' feet and setteth me upon my high places.
So the hind is a high doctrine. It's
Yes,
spiritual.
sir.
That's what he's talking about. So now when you go back to Naphtali, he said what?
Verse Genesis 49:21. Naphtali is a hind let loose.
Mm.
He giveth goodly words.
Evil words?
No.
Goodly words.
So when Joseph went into Galilee of Naphtali, what was he in? It was close by,
Yeah.
but it wasn't
Yep.
the doctrine.
No, it wasn't.
Yep.
Okay? Because Christ had to teach in the synagogue of Galilee. So Galilee is like the Christian church, like Elder said.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Besides
You think
them,
that it's the same, but it
Mhm.
ain't.
right?
Mhm. Matthew 2 and 23. And he came and dwelt in a city
Doctrine.
called Nazareth.
So now he's starting to forget all that stuff he was taught before,
Mhm.
Mhm.
right? Read.
Mhm. That it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophets.
Mm-hmm.
He shall be called a Nazarene.
Nazarene. So why is he called a Nazarene? Because he's starting to convert.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. So
Yep.
now that's
His
it.
carnal doctrine getting explained.
Right.
Yes.
All right. So, with that, I'm gonna leave that right there.
All praise.
I'll leave that right there. Anybody got any more questions? Please write us at Elders of Israel at eldersofisrael.net.
All praises to the Most High.
All
I'm
praise.
telling you, man, that was a good class right there.
Very good.
Man, I lost
Hopefully-
all my notes.
No, we couldn't tell. I don't believe you.
No, I promise you should see my face. I opened my app, and all the notes that I had sitting in there was gone. It was wiped clean.
But you
Dang.
know what they say? The devil is a liar.
Mhm.
He will not win today.
No.
So,
I was like, oh, I started panicking.
yes.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
Lord.
Right.
Let's say, humana.
Right. That's exactly what I was like, oh my, oh my
Man.
goodness. I was like, oh Lord, no.
Domo arigato, Mr. Right.
Right. I sat
Yes.
back here and did that class, and
Yes.
it all gone.
Yes.
So that just
Man.
told me to learn from my lessons to write it down in the book, like the Lord said, and stop writing it
Yes.
down on your tablet.
But
Man.
at the very least, now that y'all know about the Nazarene, y'all know it ain't talking about nobody hair and all that other stuff.
Right.
Not the physical hair. Hair
Right.
mean doctrine.
Right.
So it's always good, man, whenever you get just a little bit more understanding. That's why we like coming in here doing this, man, and it's always good because he brought a lot of stuff that I didn't know, and I feel like I got a better, more well-rounded understanding of
Me
the
too.
Nazarene process, because that's what all of y'all going through. Y'all all are Nazarenes.
Mhm.
All right, y'all went through the process, and you started off, learning. Somebody said something. It was like you said, it wasn't, you used to the old wine, so immediately you ain't gonna believe it. But then over time, you started getting a little bit more, and then you had to go through the process of shaving your hair, because you had to purge yourself of all of that stuff that you had already learned in order to get past it to learn the new stuff. You know, you had to fast, you had to purge, you know, so that you can start getting the pure understanding of what the Most High wants y'all to know. All of y'all who are going through that process, y'all going becoming Nazarenes, okay? Y'all are Nazarites, okay? That's what that's talking about. It's a prophecy of you all. All right. So I really appreciate you bringing that to us, Elder.
Yes, sir.
You know, and we just gonna continue to do what we do, man. And you know, if you have, again, this is my man Elder Rasta Tafari.
This is for you, brother. It's for you.
This is one of the tithes he want to put out there. Everybody can do their tithes. Everybody can determine what a class gonna be. Y'all know how we are. We don't back down from nothing. If it's something that you bring forth, we're gonna go and we're gonna put a class together and we're gonna try to give as much wisdom as we can so that you can see what it's actually talking about. Even some of the stuff that he was bringing out about, you know, Samson and some of the other instances with Joseph. All of that stuff starts meaning something different whenever we start putting 2 or 3 on it. So we want to thank all those elders who was putting their precepts in the chat, you know, coming in now with them 2 or 3, bringing that sword up in there so that these people know, no, we ain't making it up. We actually going through a process so we can get proper understanding. I want to thank y'all from the bottom of my heart, y'all people. Some great people, man, and I'm honored to know a lot of y'all. We don't know y'all personally, but we know that, you know, the Spirit of God rests in all of you. All right. So if nobody has anything else, man, it's gonna be whoa. Well, the blessed is he that readeth say, can we get a breakdown of Leviathan? Coming right up, sir. I'm telling you.
Praise.
Oh, he said, "What, man? That app erased all my highlights and my notes."
Dang.
Yeah.
Hey, we did bring it out. Hey, didn't we bring it? We brought it out on.
We didn't get in depth in it because I know that back in the day, Nathaniel used to go to Job 40, I think it was. And he used that to say that, you know, Behemoth was talking about the dinosaurs and all this other old foolishness, man. You know, and I guess, you know, Leviathan is a plesiosaur or something like that. I don't know, man.
Aliosaurus.
Right. Right. So, you know, and thanks, Elder Cortez. He said that's a good class.
Oh, praises. Hey, that was all of the Lord. I promise y'all this. And like Blessed See the Reader said, that I used that KJV app. And that thing wiped I sat there all week with them. I had it down. I'm like, well, I'm gonna kill him on Sunday.
Yeah.
Man.
Yes.
It was nothing. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, man. That's all right. But we it was still a good class. But I know that that's where he used to go to try and tell you that dinosaurs was in the Bible or something like that. Listen, bro, that's not sufficient. But nonetheless, it means something else. And so we're gonna have to get a class together on this Leviathan to make sure that you guys understand what it's actually talking about. Some of y'all already know, but I'm not gonna give any of it away. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna break down this Leviathan thing. Yes, make sure you come with y'all's precepts.
Oh, I'm still waiting on the precept that said Pontius Pilate and Herod was white people.
Right.
I'm gonna wait on it. I'm gonna wait. Or those who see it, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna see, because maybe I ain't see it. And, hey, no history books. We're not making the Bible.
Oh my goodness.
2 or 3 out the Bible.
Bro, Elder Cortez says, I've been watching you guys for a while now since Purple Thorns and Stargazers was 3 months old. Oh, man, he been with us for a minute.
All praise, all praise.
All praises to the Most High, Elder Cortez. Oh, you obviously are an elder.
Right.
You know what's going on.
You know what time it is. Thanks for joining us on the journey, man. You know what I'm saying? We finally get, come together at the end here, man. But it's always good to see, it's a lot of people who've been watching us for a while. And that don't make us better than nobody. I'm still an old country boy.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not better than you. I'm not smarter than you. Everybody has the capacity to learn. You know what I'm saying? And, we're not lords over the people. And we ain't going to let nobody be lords over us either. So, that's what it's all about, man. We love you guys, man, and the way that y'all, y'all participate. And again, it's these elders are sacrificing their time. All right. Mm-hmm. That's why we make sure we give them credit. You know what I'm saying? We have to call out the precepts that they bring in. One, because now we got the video thing set up and the people can't see the chat. But also to let you know, we ain't the only ones got no precepts. This thing here, we got elders up in here with knowledge. These people know what they talking about. And, whenever the time comes, it might be a situation where I don't have a precept for this, but being that we brothers and you love me, I love you. Hey man, let me give you this precept to go on ahead and help you teach these people, because that's what our job is. Loving your brother ain't about you giving them a sandwich. That ain't what it's talking about. All right.
Can't borrow a cup of brown sugar.
No, all that brown sugar ain't gonna get you up in there, bro. That thing about doggone making sure if I'm get up in there and these old brain waves don't work the way they used to, and somebody might have to give old Elder Stephen a little assistance.
Yes, sir.
So that these people can get this understanding. All I'm gonna say is thank you, Elder. And keep it moving.
Right.
Because it's more important that the people get the wisdom. All right. That's what we do this for, y'all. So again, if you have a class or a question or a tithe or an offering, something that you want us to teach about, we're going to do it. So just send your information to Elders of Israel at eldersofisrael.net.
Or you can leave it in the chat. Leave it in the comments.
Yes, that's what Elder Rasta Tafari did. He put it in the comments. Yeah. We checked them comments.
Yes.
And to the guy who's left that comment, I hope we explained it for you, the reason why we do what we do and the reason why we continually pummel them people.
and people.
Yeah.
Right.
We make sure. All right. Again, we love y'all. And if nobody has anything else, until we meet again, I'm going to have to bid you all a shalom.